Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight we're here live at the new Atlanta Motor Speedway for round number 7 of OSCA competition. What's the name of the race tonight, boys? What do we got?
Well, today, Goody, is none other than the NurseAviator 315K.
Ooh, it's the NurseAviator 315K. 2 halves as per usual, 63 laps, half number 1, 64 laps, half number 2, and 13 cars will invert tonight. And of course, I am Mike Goodman along with Matthew Bayou, finally able to return here tonight, and then Carlos Acosta behind the scenes, and we'll get Vic Bloom and Dallas Mahan up here in the booth as well once we make our picks. But Matthew, new Atlanta, old car. This Gen 6 car, it's, this could be a wild combination here tonight.
Yeah, to be honest with you, this is the furthest experience I've ever had with this track. I never used it in iRacing. I don't think I've even ever watched any racing here. I watched the Coke Series do this track the other night, and it had my heart rate up, and these guys have no relation to me at all. Just watching it, it was kind of scary looking. From what I can tell here, I'm actually seeing that these things are tight more than they are loose. That the sketchiness comes with guys having so much speed from the draft. These cars do not quite make it all the way around the track without you having to lift just a little bit. And if the tires start to wear, that could become a big problem later.
Yeah, it's definitely very well could be a problem. And see how close as we're underway with group qualifying. I think it's very fitting tonight that March Madness begins, because I think this race could definitely set up, with these cars pushing. We could see the madness here tonight at Atlanta. We could see some big upsets. We'll maybe get to that once we make our picks as well. But definitely, if you're at home, maybe we'll see a 16 seed defeat a 1 seed, or even like today, I believe it was Princeton beating Arizona, 15 seed defeating a 2 seed.
This is definitely the track to do that.
And right now, Tim Conrad on the pole as of right now, and obviously we're basically this at new Atlanta Motor Speedway. I believe it's it went from 24 to 28 degrees. They widened the track out, and obviously the new asphalt. They had the old asphalt on there for over 20 years from when they reconfigured the track back in 1997. So they kind of ramped it up. It's basically a super speedway race. So, obviously, time-wise, we take it with a grain of salt. But Conrad's definitely looking fast. But I think at the end of the day, are we going to kind of still see? We've seen Shift Esports working so well together. The South Shore Racing guys, Do Good Motorsports. These guys that work well together at plate tracks. Are we kind of going to expect to see the same thing here tonight?
Yes. Although the thing is, as far as track record at plate tracks and these pack racing tracks, it is a bit of like a lottery pool, right? I mean, but there is still a degree of strategy. It's like a high-speed chess match. I'm sure everybody's heard that one before. You still have guys that usually do good at these things rise to the occasion. Shift Esports, from what I can tell, they can run well on these things, but they don't quite have the results that the South Shore guys have. Namely, David Westergreen and Adam Tepe always seem to find themselves towards the front of these things. And I think historically, David Westergreen in particular is one of the only repeat plate track winners in OSCA. No, it was I want to say it was Westergreen and Tepe. I'm not entirely sure. It was at least Westergreen. Either way, they always run well here. I am more of a South Shore bias in terms of guys who I think will end up finishing better tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely anything can happen here in Atlanta too, and especially I think one of the crazier concepts. I haven't turned many laps here at this new Atlanta, but the transitions to the corners I think very good. But as we're on board here with Darren Staff. Once he gets in this dog leg, I feel like this is the craziest. Yeah, it is wicked. It's just everything about it is so unnatural. But as you see so far, it doesn't seem to be any trouble. But and again, I think these cars are a little bit more planted in than say like the next gen cars, which is what I believe I ran.
Oh yeah.
at night. But so it might not be as hectic going in those tri-ovals. But once we kind of get the race going, we see a pretty big pack here for this group qualifying. But that could maybe be the calamity dog leg, I guess we could say.
Yeah, and planted is absolutely the word. Even though they do get a little tight, it's much more planted rather than loose. And the thing is, the rule for OSCA is, and this was might see a lot of that tonight. Hope not.
Yeah.
The rule is you can pass wherever you want on the racetrack. You can go below that line, and I do believe this also applies for that dog leg. But if you cause a wreck down there, that's where the problem is. So even though you can go down there and pass, it's especially going to be a problem on the front stretch because it is so wide from grass to wall there, and that there's like a banking change there. Guys are going to be bumper to bumper and pushing. Could upset somebody's car. It's going to be sketchy, very, very sketchy. But there's a lot of racetrack to work with.
Yeah, Vic's definitely putting it in the driver's hands. That's for sure. But can we say that maybe Vic is letting the leash off for these drivers on the dog leg? See what I did there? Huh?
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, yeah.
Saying that the drivers have a leash implies that the league owner thinks of the drivers as pets.
Vic?
Only one of them.
Only one of them.
Wow. He's going to keep us guessing who that one is, aren't you?
Guys, $5 to anybody who comments the right answer. First person. I should say first person to comment the right answer. Vic, you are not eligible.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn.
Aw.
Guess
Maybe.
Not.
I guess not.
Probably not. We were talking about...
I'm not going to tell you. I don't know what you expect. I'm certainly not going to say.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. But we got just a couple more minutes left here of qualifying. Tim Conrad, he's sitting in the pits. He's feeling good with his lap that he has so far with a 28.98. Couple, they're just a little bit quicker than their second place guy right now, Cody, Mr. McLean, in the second spot. And then there you do see the South Shore Racing Chevrolets there with Tepe in third, Cooper Johnson in fourth. And Westergreen's not too far behind in ninth. So even just with some of these guys up here, even in the qualifying order, especially in this group qualifying, kind of using their drafting skills to get up to the front.
Absolutely. Trying to look through and see if we have any unusual names. It's pretty much the usual suspects, the guys that we do see in OSCA every week. The only one I do see new is in the 20 car right there on your screen, actually, Braxton DeWeese. Currently the...
Oh, it's his debut. It's according to Vic on our scoring sheet, on our entry list.
Braxton,
yeah, this is Braxton's debut.
I may host him in a different league. Oh,
so, yeah, it would be his league.
I've seen him around a few different leagues. Yeah.
Currently, at least the short-term fill-in driver for Sims race. You think with helping run that team, I would know what the plan is for him, but I actually don't. That was Seth's deal, so he's here tonight. I don't really know how much he's here going forward.
So good to see Braxton DeWeese making his OSCA debut here tonight. Wish the best of luck to him. There's Jeff Green, the 2000 Busch Series champion, coming to making some green flag pit stops as we got 32 seconds left to go in qualifying.
Man, you said at the start of the session, take it with a grain of salt, but I think it looks like Tim Conrad's lap is going to stand the whole session.
Yeah, I believe he was fourth quick, so he might be a guy to look out for here tonight if he can stay out of trouble. Which I'm sure there's, I believe we have 31 cars here tonight. I'm sure all 31 of them are hoping they can accomplish that goal.
Man, can you help me decide what his paint scheme is? I thought it was like a Louisiana hot sauce themed paint, but I couldn't tell.
I thought it was an old Texas Pete Joe Nemechek throwback, but I could be wrong in that one too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we should make our picks. I got to pull Dallas up for this one.
Yeah, get Dallas in here.
Yeah, okay, Dallas. Who you got for half one?
Make it easy, I guess. Don't make it double repeat. Let's go with Conrad.
Alrighty. Carlos, you're up next.
Oh boy, you're giving me a very hard decision, but I think that the only person I can reasonably pick here, without a doubt, is somebody who I think that probably isn't gonna wreck themselves out of this. You know what? I'm gonna go with Jeff Green, the 2000 Busch Series champion, just because
You
I usually
can't go
see
with
him.
Jeff Green.
What do you mean I can't go with Jeff
Green
Green?
in half one?
Already
You
picked
already picked him in half one.
So hey, my blind ass. My blind ass thought that he was number one, so I was like, oh, I haven't picked number one because I have a list of the numbers here. He was number one in 2000. Gilberto Javier Gomera.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I like it.
You know, you're going for just different. I'll go for different too. I'll go with Dallas.
Ooh, I like it. Well,
You're going
since
with my
I'm
hand.
up next, he's playing his hand right now.
Yeah, damn right I am.
You're playing with my
I'm
hand?
gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, we're all friends here, but I'm gonna go with one of my best buddies. I'm gonna go with the 32 of Dustin Dragon Doer.
We all saw that
right.
coming.
I think I can pick this guy. I think I'm gonna make sure. Let's see, that's half two. Carry the one.
Literally, you can go to pick by number, dude.
David Westergreen.
All right, picks are in for the Broadcasters Championship. Now we'll go to the starting lineup here for the NurseAviator 315K. I believe that was the right number. All right, on the front row, once as we stated, Tim OSCA Daddy Conrad on the pole in that number 35 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet, and he's out of Keneat, Ohio. And in the second position, starting on the outside, is going to be Cody Mr. McLean in that number 5 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet from Rochester, Pennsylvania.
Starting in third from South Bend, Indiana, the number 96 South Shore Racing Chevrolet, it's Adam Tepe. To his outside, it's a teammate in Cooper Johnson, and the number 91 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from South St. Paul, Minnesota.
Starting in the 5th position in the number 97 Outlaw Racing Chevrolet, he's out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, it's DJ Weeks. And starting on the outside of him in that in the 6th position in that number 9 South Shore Racing Chevrolet out of Long Island, New York, it's the 3-time champion Johnny Eckert.
A couple more here, teammates in the row number 4. In the number 25 Shift Esports Mustang from Struthers, Ohio, it's Dallas Myhand. To his outside in the number 26 Shift Mustang from Canada, it's Nathaniel Cherry.
All right, starting in the inside of row number 5 is going to be that number 87. That's a beautiful car out there tonight in the for RK Motorsports. He's from Inner Grove Heights, Minnesota. It's Darren Staff. And on the outside of row number 5, in the 10th position, is the number 99 Miss Goodies S2 Racing Team Ford out of Worcester, Massachusetts. It's Gilberto Javier Gomera. Couldn't say that as smooth as Carlos, though.
Heading up all our drivers just outside the top 10, starting 11th, and the number 2 Do Good Racing Chevrolet. Right? He is on Do Good, right? No.
DGG.
I saw DG and I thought Do Good.
It's DGG.
Do Goody Good.
Yep, do good green racing.
Do Good Green Racing. Oh, okay. Chevrolet from Owensboro, Kentucky, the 2000 Busch Series champion, Jeff Green. To his outside in the number 95 South Shore Racing Chevrolet from Schaumburg, Illinois, one of the league OGs, David Westergreen.
Starting in the 13th position in his number 13 NurseAviator Racing Toyota from Spartansburg, South Carolina, it's Adam Sugarmoon Peeler. And on the outside in that number 20 Shift East or S2 Racing Team, Ford, out of Miamisburg, Ohio, making his OSCA debut tonight, it's Braxton DeWeese.
Starting in the 15th position is the 00 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet. From Canada as well, it is Caden Tufts. To his outside or right smack dab in the middle of the field is defending champion Nick Indelicato in the number 4 Shift Esports Mustang from Syracuse, New York.
On the inside in the next row here, row number 9, and starting in the 17th position in the number 32 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet from Medford, Wisconsin, it's Dustin Dragon Doer. And starting on the outside in that number 10 Shift Esports Ford from Asheville, North Carolina, it's Ty Mouth McIntosh.
Rounding out the top 20, and starting in the 19th position is the number 39 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet from Thomasville, North Carolina, Jordan Tarble. To his outside on the Holotype Watson. Oh, we shortened the name. Now it says Holotype it says Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet from Point Lakes, Minnesota.
That's
Number
just what you
83
said.
cards, Kyle Carlson.
It threw him off.
I threw myself off. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it doesn't say by team anymore.
Yeah, it's not a mile long now.
I made it easier for you. Let's go.
Totally caught me by
Yeah.
surprise.
Starting in the 21st position in the number 21 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet out of Hallbrook, New York, it's Thomas Capuano. And on his outside, starting in the 22nd position, filling in for Brent Jones in that number 89 NurseAviator Racing Toyota from Denison, Texas, it's Dylan
The wrong
G.
scheme.
Thomas. Oh, does he?
Yeah, number 89 but 00.
Ooh, dun 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 dun.
Moving on.
Moving
Starting
on.
23rd in the number 6 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Princeton, North Carolina, Zach Me-Fine Evans. To his outside in the number 71 Do Good Motorsports Chevrolet from Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey, David Carpenter.
Starting in the 25th position in the number 98 Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet out of Phoenix, Arizona, it's Victor Aldrich. Beautiful car, by the way. And hey, how about that other beautiful car on the outside in that 26th position? It's the number 43 Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet out of Fairfield, California. It is James Watson.
Starting in the 27th position in the number 52 RK Motorsports Chevrolet from Sante, California, Justin Kolb. To his outside in the number 54 NurseAviator Racing Toyota from Brooklyn, New York, Rashid Kolbs.
Starting in the 29th position on the inside in the number 73 NurseAviator Racing Toyota from Blackwater, Queensland, Australia, it's Kynan the Landshark Jones. And on his outside in the 30th position in the number 14 Weekend Woodsman Racing Chevrolet from Cheyenne, Wyoming, it is Alex Kenton.
Finally, rounding out our field tonight of 31 race cars in the number 55 Holotype Watson Racing Chevrolet, Washington, D.C.'s own Rhett Nichols.
Not on track.
Not on track.
Not on track. Well, he's holding down the fork in the pit road.
You know who is on track?
Who is on track?
It's our pole sitter, Tim Conrad.
Yeah, how about this, OSCA Daddy? You're flexing some of those muscles here tonight. Fourth fastest in practice on the pole. How about that?
Dude, I don't like it. I'll tell you that much. I don't know what's worse, sitting up here for the start or being mid-pack and fighting my way through.
You know, there might not be many safe spots out here tonight, but a couple of questions. What's kind of the plan here? Are we gonna just try to survive? Maybe stay out front. That's generally the cleanest place out on the racetrack. And secondly, what scheme do you got going on here tonight?
Yeah, I was going to ask. Thank you.
Well, the plan is to really go like hell and try to keep this actually now. And the scheme is in tribute to Adam Peeler's drag makeover night.
See, this gets more interesting the more I look at it. Why does it say Mayo on the name rail?
Because that's my nickname.
Oh, Mayo.
Is that an appropriate story to even tell on air?
I told it last season during the interview night, but
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's more of an after dark kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I believe we're on the one to go to green here, aren't we?
No, still showing 2 to go.
Oh, two to go here. So, well, best of luck, and hopefully we can get you back up here, either maybe under a caution. You kind of talk us through how chaotic it is, or maybe once you get into victory lane.
Let's hope it's the latter.
Well, come on, man.
Thanks, Vic. I love the optimism.
I'm very optimistic that you will wreck.
As am I.
So one last question, driver. What's the flavor tonight?
Killian's Irish Red.
Actually, I have a question as well. How's it feel to be my pet?
I'm not your dad. I'm your daddy. Remember that.
Yeah, he's OSCA daddy. Yeah, you sit down, Vic.
Now I figured might as well go with the Irish beer for right before St. Patty's Day and have a little bit of luck on the Irish, right?
So,
Yeah, should have put a little green in that machine there for the luck of the Irish.
I should have.
Tim, 2 quick questions. 1, I got your webcam on. Can you quickly show us the beer? And 2, can you tell us more about your car scheme?
Yeah. So I can't see if I'm facing the label.
You're good. You're good.
Good. Nailed it.
But yeah, the scheme. So Adam Peeler had a viewer cash in some points, and he had to do some makeover, and ended up going full drag with a wig and boobs and everything. And I figured to honor the moment, I would make him into the Wendy's girl.
I think
What's the logo on the hood?
that is the old school Wendy's logo, and I just tweaked it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's
let you
beautiful,
go so we can go.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best of luck to you, Tim. I won't want to say beautiful, but it's definitely interesting paint scheme.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, you bet.
Be able to check it out from a mile away.
No kidding. That's a pretty neat scheme. But we're going to see it lead the field to the green as the pace truck dives off. They're going to get in the Geico restart zone. And we are underway here in half number 1. 63 laps. Top 13 cars will invert. And Tim Conrad right away gets a pretty good push from that 96 of Adam Tepe as they drag race down into turn number 1.
Going to be really interesting to see. They were having a hard time keeping big packs together in practice. I know, at least until we get this first half under our belts, when they're all big and jumbled up like this, they're definitely going to be taking their time and taking it easy. Pushing seems to be a thing too. I've seen a lot of pushes go wrong. It seems like it's a lot harder to. I think it's because your elevation and baking changes are so much more quick. We've already got cars on the wall mid-pack. I don't know how they're keeping it together.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that in practice, trying to get that there's definitely enough room on this track for 3 wide, but it's a lot tighter than we would see at Daytona or Talladega. So a lot of times when they try to maybe get that third lane or try to go a little bit high into those corners, it seems like that car, especially as you said, it can push up.
Oh yeah.
Make some contact with the wall. But here coming down, new leader Cody McLean he got a good push from Cooper Johnson. He's going to pull down to the inside lane now.
You see like pretty much every single corner. Everybody sets into the corner and they go for the bottom, but it just drifts up a quarter and a half lane. And you know, if they're going to try to go 3 wide and get a lot more tight racing later in this thing, that could be a problem. Hopefully, I mean, they should acclimate better, kind of know what their car needs to do and what they need to do to keep it leveled.
Yeah, I think once they get a few more laps in there, I think we'll see that aggressive racing that we generally see on plate tracks come to play. As I believe I was talking to Jeff Green, I think you ran about a 20-lap run, and tire wear really wasn't a big factor. So it was like maybe 96. He was saying somewhere around there. So it might play a little bit into how the car might handle. But as far as I think keeping these packs shouldn't be too big of an issue with that kind of tire wear.
Yeah, maybe it's less of tire wear. Honestly, it's probably just going to be the fact these guys are going to get some big runs, and it's going to be hard to control them. Like I didn't watch either of the Atlanta races last year. I'm going to be honest with you in the Cup Series, but I saw one where Austin Dillon was going for the lead late in it, and he drove it in deep under Kyle Larson and washed up half the racetrack trying to make it work. It's kind of what I'm thinking we'll see. You're going to see a really big run, and there's just not enough grip. I mean, I just saw in Delicato and Dylan Thomas just about getting the wall from entering so high.
Yeah, and I think that's something we're going to see tonight. We see even McLean as Cooper Johnson now takes the lead. He entered turn 3 on that bottom side, kind of washed up, like as you said, maybe about a half a car up, as these things are kind of a bear to keep down on the bottom. But so far, everything is good here.
Looks like that top line is really moving right now. Cody McLean slowly but surely losing ground to them. Cooper Johnson, Johnny Eckert's clear, and before long, Nathaniel Cherry's going to be clear of the bottom.
Yeah, he's looking good. I didn't realize that people were texting me in that iRacing chat. And you texted me,
nice
Matthew. Yeah, you're so nice.
You're very popular.
I know.
I am very popular. I'm such a yeah.
Oh, big check up there for that bottom lane. That top is taken over. And, you know, I think they know it's the fast place to be because nobody's jumping down there.
Yeah, it was weird. Generally in practice, the runs were on the bottom. We didn't see that top line really get formed
Look at
up
them go
in
now.
some of these packs. Yeah, they are hooked up and they are moving. As,
Top 5.
Yeah, Cooper Johnson, Johnny Eckert leading this train here, and now we're starting to see those teams that we're talking about. Some Shift Esports affiliated teams up towards the front of this pack here as well, along with those South Shore Racing Chevrolets.
Well, I think it almost looks like Gilberto wants to go. I don't know how wise of a decision it is now that the top 6 are about to be clear, but as of right now, it is an even split between Shift Esports and South Shore in this top 6 pull away. It's pretty interesting.
You know, now I'm thinking too, especially on this bottom side, just kind of seeing how much those cars did move on the bottom. Is that going to be a concern for some of these drivers to be on the bottom? Are they going to wear that right front more as they push up maybe a little bit greater in the corner? Because generally at that bottom side you would technically save tires better, but maybe this is kind of a outlier here. I don't know.
You would say, I do want to make note real quick, just that Westergreen jumped down with Tepe to take over that bottom lane.
Oh, yeah.
But, yes, I think, you know, it's weird. I see them enter high. Cooper Johnson just about got in the wall last time around, and whoa, big move, front of the field. Nathaniel Cherry cut it razor thin going by the 9 of Johnny Eckert, and just like that, we have a battle for the lead. But yeah, there's more room to track up on the bottom, and it's tighter. I think it might be more right front wear on the bottom, just because it's tighter and you got to turn more to keep up that speed. But man, you see Cooper Johnson and Gilberto, how much they wash up there going into the corner.
It might not even make a difference higher or low side. These cars are washing up, especially maybe with how much you take these runs. And holy man, they are definitely giving it their all as Nathaniel Cherry now takes over that lead here. We're going to complete lap number 11 going to 12, but Cooper Johnson, that top side, just gets those runs down the straightaway, and they're hooked up right now.
Yeah, that bottom line gained some momentum for a bit, but I think that was mostly just due to guys jumping down there off the top lane. They're holding on a little bit better than it was earlier, but now you see, yeah, as you pointed out, Johnson again all out there on his own. He's got his teammate behind him and Johnny Eckert, and that's really big. It looks like that's going to be a big deal if you can get a couple teammates up there controlling that top line. I think it's pretty easy to tell right now that might be the situation you want to be in.
Yeah, and Westergreen too, that second car in the bottom lane too, that kind of broken up by those Shift Esports Fords. You know, if Westergreen were able to clear that 26 car, they could definitely South Shore definitely could control the bottom and top lanes of this race so far, but still a long way to go. And a fuel situation here, I gotta wonder too, but I totally forgot to ask the Do Good boys about that. So we'll have to see how long they can make it. I believe it's only going to be a one-stopper, I would think.
And you know, I saw a lot of guys
Lead.
Oh, what was that? Lead, yep. Oh yeah, Gilberto. Wow, Gilberto jumped down. He's in front of his teammate now.
He's trying to get that sexiest car on the racetrack up to the lead on that bottom side.
I just don't know if it's going to work. He had a big bobble there. He's going to lose some ground, and that's going to let the guys on top get real formed up. And now Braxton DeWeese almost clear. I'm wondering if he's going to jump down there with his teammates or stay up top. Honestly, I don't know if there's a right decision there. It is absolutely beneficial to stay up top because you saw, I mean, where the heck did Tim Conrad go? Tim Conrad fell all the way back to 10th, and then he jumped up top, and he's starting to make his way back up. It's like a carousel.
Yeah, just trying to look through the guys who are kind of worked their way up through the field, and right now that 20 car you just mentioned, Braxton DeWeese, up around 9-10 spots as it kind of seesaws back and forth, but currently running in that 5th position. Started back in the 14th spot. And Kyle Carlson started back in 20th. He's worked his way up to 12th now. So
20.
Dylan Thomas, yeah, started back in 22nd up to 14th right now.
Oh, getting a little dicey here at the mid-pack. I just saw Westergreen jump from the bottom all the way to the top, and I saw somebody get real out of shape. I didn't really know who it was. We haven't seen a whole lot of 3-wide. We've had a lot of situations where we've gotten close to 3-wide, and it looks like, for the most part, everybody's trying to avoid that right now.
Yeah, for now, it definitely will see that as the...
We have a breakaway here, kind of. Look at this.
Yeah, they're kind of pulling away, and right now it's again the Ford versus Chevy, South Shore Racing versus Shift Esports here. This is very interesting to be sure.
Cody McLean's just kind of he's just there. He's just hanging out on the midst of it.
Hey, just be there. Maybe let those guys duke it out, and he can take advantage once the riffraff is settled. But not too bad, kind of hanging in there after starting in that second position.
Man, one thing I'm noticing though is he is really, in terms of being out of place, he's got 2 South Shore guys in front and 2 behind. He's the only guy between all 4 of these South Shore cars being lined up. I would not be surprised if they try and make that happen. And here we go. Johnny Eckert is going to the bottom there. Very interesting move. I'm wondering if it's just to block off a run. He cuts back up in front of Cody McLean. It looks like they're just trying to control both lanes.
Ooh. Look, McLean got a little loose. Braxton's trying to...
Oh, McLean's in the wall.
That car in the corner. Oh, McLean up in the wall. He's going to lose a few more spots.
It's going to allow the South Shore boys to get hooked up.
Yeah, and he's gonna lose a bunch of time. He might be able to get in behind his teammate of Tim Conrad, and he will, and he gets in the wall again.
The big wreck.
Oh, him and Caden Teffs. Oh, both the 00 cars. Dewar. Oh man, Carpenter, nowhere to go. He gets involved.
Now we're not going to have to worry about mixing up the 00 cars.
Yeah, because they both just got cleaned out by Mr. McLean.
Mr. McLean.
The pun was not intended.
That was... What happened? Was there any real contact? Oh, wow. Did he get the wall there?
He looked like he was going to get the wall. He was definitely out of shape. Oh, dude, I don't know if Carpenter got it too bad. I don't know who went spinning there in the white car.
If it was a white car, I don't know. Let's see here.
Looked like,
wow.
Yeah, just maybe not anticipating those 00 cars get involved. Jeff Green might have got a little bit of damage.
Jeff Green, Darren Staff, and James Watson all look like they played some bumper cars there.
Yeah, so maybe minimal damage for them. Take another look here. Oh boy. I don't know who is this Dylan Thomas or is that
No, it's Cody McLean.
Oh, the onboard was? Okay.
It's another weekend Woodsman hood.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 of them involved. Oh man.
Kolb got a little piece.
Kolb,
he's gonna be okay.
A little bit of rear end damage.
The leaders are all down the road now. I think everybody's coming. I think this might be your fuel stop.
This might be the fuel stop. Everyone down pit road. Yeah, no one's looking to gamble here at all.
Watching tires. Oh no, he might be drinking too much, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
OSCA Daddy is having a real tough time.
Was he getting in his pit box?
He nose it into the pit wall and had to make a 4-point turn to get it in there right.
Oh boy.
Cody.
Kyle Carlson will be the leader, so I don't know if he took just fuel only on that stop or maybe 2 tires.
It could have been fuel or 2 tires because I was definitely seeing everybody take tires.
Stop.
That's right sides only right there.
Yep.
I think everybody else. Go ahead.
As far as OSCA Daddies is concerned, you should know you never mix VR and alcohol. That sounds just like a bad idea.
Sounds like a
like vomit. Let's bring him up.
Oh, yeah, we could.
I got you.
Thomas Capiano also took 2 tires.
OSCA Daddy, this is Goody and Matthew up in the 3-wide TV booth.
What happened?
What happened?
I might have came into my pit stall a little too fast and went way too far left.
But any damage on the 35?
I got about 20 seconds worth of optionals, so I don't think it's too bad. I just touched the wall a little bit, but I think we should be good.
Should be good. Feeling racy out there. You were hanging on to that top 10 spot, but it looks like you're going to be back in about that 15th position. Is the goal just going to be letting Tepe in a skirt and just let her loose?
Right now, I think I'm going to just ride it out and knock some laps off, and then we're going to start moving our way up through.
All right. Hey, that's not a bad plan either. And maybe talk a little bit so the viewers know how's that car handling out there. Is there quite a big push going in the corners?
On quarter entry, there's a hell of a push, especially if you're the follow car. It is it's pretty gnarly, but most of the time when I was running the top, I was damn near half throttle.
Oh wow! So there's definitely a lot of checking up here going out there tonight.
Yes, massive checkups, and then just being mid draft, you just kind of follow along, you know.
Yeah, that's about all you can do. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully, no more damage becomes upon you. You need a little bit more luck of the Irish there, and have a sip of brew and go out there and have some fun.
Absolutely, I'm going to do that right now.
Hell yeah, love it.
Now I do want to make note of this. And Delicado, Kynan Jones, and Alex Kenton dunked back down pit road. I'm assuming to top off.
Yeah, so they're going to maybe close on fuel as Kyle Carlson will lead them to the green flag. That inside line,
wow,
going to rock it. And this maybe not what Carlson wants. Kind of the old.
I don't think this is a good thing.
No, I think that top line's going to form up and get a good run on corner exit. Johnny Eckert's going to shoot to the outside, leaving Carlson all alone, but he'll have Gilberto here in a second. Kind of formed that dotted line, but yeah, that held up that bottom line. Oh, but here comes Braxton in his debut.
Oh, Westergreen got in the wall a little bit. Tepe and Weeks had to check up to avoid any disasters, but now, after our first lap back to action, instead of Eckert pushing Cooper Johnson, it's Cooper Johnson pushing Eckert. Still the same duo kind of controlling things up here.
Yeah, the guys made their way back up front. Carlson restarted your leader now back into the 8th position as we stand right now. And man, that bottom line definitely not getting anything really going. Braxton was in that 2nd position not too long ago. He's fallen back into 6th and maybe even still dropping.
Yeah, it's what I've seen is they've got to get formed up. If you want to go down there, there's got to be cars down there. They got to have speed built up. They got to have a run. Braxton had a run. He took it, but there was just nothing there on the bottom. They hadn't formed up quite yet, and he's dropping like an absolute rock down to 8th now. And notice up front there, nobody's coming off that top line. I think regardless of battling, that is just the fastest place to be. And we mentioned tire wear maybe not mattering all that much, but if it matters, it's probably the best for it.
Yeah, that's for sure. You see Tim Conrad, our in-race reporter, back on that top side. He's already worked his way up to a couple spots up into the 12th position.
Nick and Delicado and Kynan Jones.
Yeah, so 54, 73, and 4 all got restart violations. They went below the line when they were instructed not to.
Oh.
So that'll do it.
So definitely, I think one thing that could play in their favor as per OSCA rule, if a caution did come out, they would get their laps back, wave around, but definitely need a caution to come out and not go another lap down. I don't know if they hung on to the back end of that pack there, so that could definitely hurt. They might have to team up and see if they get going. Oh, I thought Kyle was looking to peek it for a 3-wide action here, but
could be coming with stuff like that. These guys are a lot more comfortable now that they've got the first 20 laps under their belt.
Yeah, you can see trying to make more moves, that bottom line, trying to build momentum to work their way back up front. And Braxton, if he's not careful, he's leaving that bottom line open. I think he's trying to arc the corner, but he could potentially set himself up to be the sucker in the middle.
Yeah, trying to arc it, trying to be aggressive and stick on these guys' doors, but it doesn't matter if you don't have your help going with you, and you've also got to play to what the guys behind you are doing. Ideally, they follow you, but not everybody wants to race door to door in the dogleg like that.
Yeah, again, if that dog leg could definitely be kind of calamity corner, and kind of worked out that way too for McLean, as we've seen. That's where he got into the wall on that top side. If you're too close to that tri-oval, and I think too that it can be very hard to kind of gauge how much, because it almost feels like, I think most of this track you feel like you're at Daytona, you're at Talladega. And then you go down the front stretch, you're like, what in the hell is going on? You're going down a dog leg. It's weird. It's trippy.
Speaking of, we are catching Rashid Coles in the dog leg. Have to see what he does, if he's able to do his best. I think they might catch him coming off of 2 here, so he should be able to just duck low. I don't know, maybe not.
See if he can duck low and do that.
Yeah, he's slowing way down. Okay, he's getting out of the way. Won't be a problem.
Oh yeah, he's backing way up. That Jeff Green without a front end from that wreck. I didn't think he got it. I didn't think he got it that bad, but he's hanging in the back with no front bumper. So maybe he can push pretty well with no overheating problems as that radiator is now exposed. We are on the 3-wide TV multicam.
Lead pack is down to 20 cars, just so we're updated. Tufts, McLean, and Carpenter out of the race. Jones and Delicato serving penalties. 1 lap down. Rashid Cole's 2 laps down, and Dylan Thomas with a wounded race car is currently 23 seconds off the pace. Kenton is 9 seconds off the pack, and it's our top 22. Some with damage, but the top 22 are everybody up in this lead pack.
I was going to say, there we just saw Braxton DeWeese getting in that sucker hole as Carlson and Capuano go by. And that 83, again, he started, taking those 2 tires and restarting in the top spot. But how about Thomas Capuano? He started way back there. I'm trying to figure out 21st. Yeah, and he's all the way up to that 7th position.
Some other big movers throughout. Carlson, I think you did mention, up 14. McIntosh is up 8 or 9. Zach Evans up 11 from 23rd.
He's been quiet. Here. He's been quiet. I wonder if those white gloves are breaking it. I didn't mean to say that, but it nothing. Welcome to OSCA After Dark.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Maybe that's what Zach does after the race. I don't know. No judging. There are those white gloves.
We're not judging you, Zach.
Nope. I like the white gloves. He's watching the NCAA tournament. Hopefully he's paying attention. I wonder who he's rooting for.
I don't know.
UNC Asheville? Something like that.
Seems like
even though I think,
guys.
Yeah, I bet you he was a big Furman fan. He'd probably root for those upsets.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, who would? Right now we don't have an upset in the lead. Well, maybe we do because he's washed up now, and that's that number 9 car of Johnny Eckert. Now he takes over that top spot in that number 9 South Shore Racing Chevrolet.
Looks like things have. Yep, there we go. We got a really good graphic, just exactly what Johnny Eckert is.
Yep, and is Carl written, and so it shall stand.
Our top. I was going to say it wasn't looking like a breakaway, but things really jumbled up. I'm not quite sure what happened, but had a lot of jumbling from about 15th on back. And things are a little disorganized. Looks like Indelicato and Kynan Jones have vaguely kept up with the back of that pack. Aldritz, Gilberto, Jeff Green, they're all starting to get formed back up. Something happened. I don't know what it was. Someone had a moment, and it split up. It got scary for a second.
Wonder if some of these cars kind of pushed up and maybe almost making contact. Someone had to get out of the throttle and fan the field out a little bit. It's kind of what it looked like.
So actually what happened was they caught a lap car, and they caught him the worst way in the corner, and they went way high, and it's only so wide. So they all checked up.
I don't know if you ever had this, Matthew, but you see some cars at Daytona Talladega, you're catching lap car. It seems like you're catching them, a mile a second. You're closing in, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh, we're going to get way before we enter the corner, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, are they picking up speed? Now they're picking up speed, and then you end up realize, oh crap, I'm going to be 3 wide or 4 wide going into the corner
holding
with the car that's a little off. Yep.
Yeah, and especially here, usually going high is a pretty good idea, but you wash up here. So I don't know. Maybe hugging the. There's not really a good way to put it. Lap car hugs the bottom, they might wash up. Lap car hugs the top. Everybody's got to make sure not to wash up and hit the lap car. I think that's probably why it has a more profound effect here, because they can't just pin it wide open all the way around like you can at Daytona and Talladega. Lap cars here make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, and I think that would have to be so tough to do too, because Daytona Talladega, if you ran that outside, you're going full throttle. You scrape the wall.
Oh, we got trouble in the back.
Oh,
Darren Staff and Dustin Dewar get together. They save it, but that was almost huge. That is gonna. Not really sure what happened there. It looks like it started with some contact between Staff pushing his teammate Justin Kolb. Everybody saves it, but a few wounded cars.
Definitely, and that Gilberto, who was just up front before the caution came out, and oh, caution's out. Cooper Johnson.
Oh my goodness,
Kyle
the big
Carlson flipping. This is up front. Capuano involved. Conrad looks like he did get through. Oh, DJ Weeks. Some damage on the rear end and collecting the front end. So something happened. Boy, oh boy, a lot to unpack here.
Push gone wrong on the bottom, and that pretty much. Oh man, Capuano was shoving the 83 of Carlson on the backstretch that got some momentum, and he actually turned him up into the field. And I really hate it for South Shore, but their entire team was on the top side. Johnny Eckert got away, but man.
Oh, Capuano with maybe kind of just maybe went across that bumper, not meaning to take him out, but just hit him at the wrong time, upset the car, and did shoot that 83 right back up into that top line and created the big one that we do see here.
Well, that's my pick, David Westergreen. He's not out.
Oh man, ooh, Tarble took a good hit as well. Another Miss Goodies machine. So that might have paid off for those guys that got loose there as far as the 87 and the 32, Darren and Dusty.
Yeah.
Being back far enough where they could slow up for this wreck. McIntosh, wow, he just barely got by. I'm sure he said some non-curse words as he had to dart through that wreck.
Oh, he got nicked. He got nicked just barely on the right rear, but he's okay. He just got touched. He almost. Oh man, that could have been really bad. He could have gotten sent all the way up the track. He hooked it hard left, but it doesn't look like anybody really drove through this wreck. They kind of just drove under it because it was all up at the top. I think like maybe 2nd through 6th on the top line ran into each other. They couldn't go anywhere.
So we do see a couple cars stay out right now. Thomas Capuano and Jordan Tarble, a couple Do Good Motorsports Chevrolets, but I believe both of them got in an accident, so it might be just a case of catching up in the pace car, maybe leading a lap here and getting that damage fixed. Alex Kenton, the other one, staying out on the racetrack. I believe did everyone else come down pit road then? Had to have.
I'm not. Let's see.
So Capuano did say he's coming down pit road, and that will, these 3 cars pitting, that should give the lead back to that 9 car of Johnny Eckert. And how about this? James Watson might have been another 2-tire stop. And that old, or no, did he come down pit road too?
James Watson?
Yeah, he did. Never mind.
Yeah. So,
I was gonna say that California Cruiser, but yeah, he's gonna go fill it up.
The script has flipped on us this race. It was South Shore controlling the race easily. Obviously, not easily, but they had a firm grip on this thing. Eckert and Johnson, Westergreen and Tepe were just behind them. Johnny Eckert is the only South Shore car that does not have a dent. I think the other 3, Tepe is still on track. He's banged up pretty decent. Westergreen, I think, is going to get back out there if he's not already out there.
Yeah, and I'm a curious lane choice too by Johnny Eckert. Could have maybe split up those Shift Esport Fords, but I think on the inside line there, there'll be 3 in a row.
Either split them up or put them all on the bottom. If that outside lane gets formed up.
Yeah.
That bottom lane is especially bad on restarts. It seems it takes him a while to get formed up.
So his driving skills might be washed, but his brain still on point for Johnny Eckert.
That still working. As a matter of fact, that is, aside from Nick and Delicato, who I believe should be getting his lap back, that is all 5 Shift Esports cars plus Jeff Green lined up on the bottom. So as far as tactical moves, send them all. Get them all out of the way. You don't want you got Seth Rawls on the outside. They can control both lanes. Johnny Eckert could still be in control of this race.
And if we're gonna get ready to go back green, we see already has a pretty good jump on that inside line. They're playing conservative on that inside. Johnny Eckert, he's gonna get a huge jump here over both lines. Zach Evans started way back in the field, back in the 23rd position. He's up into 4th. Yeah, now that bottom side's getting formed up, at least those Shift Esport Fords getting hooked up. They might be able to get a run here on Johnny Eckert. This could backfire on him. Oh, he's going to try to throw a block, but he didn't have enough time. Here comes Dallas Myhand. Here's a retired driver that isn't washed. He's going to the lead.
Wow, he's going to take Ty McIntosh. This is the first time we've seen the bottom prevail, but it's not going to be for long. I think it was because Zach Evans had to lay way back to avoid a penalty. He still got a penalty that needed to be cleared, but that top line is going to be coming very soon, especially with how fragmented the bottom is.
Oh boy, yeah, here comes Johnny.
Contact! McIntosh was trying to block them. They all survive.
Oh, that was an aggressive move, but Johnny now does get ahead of the 10 car. Good move by both drivers to not create chaos there. And 3 wide behind him as Gilberto's trying to burn the top side to get around Adam Peeler in that 13. He's now in the sucker lane. He might lose some spots.
3 wide is very risky because they've been having a hard time doing it all race. Gilberto has to get way out of the gas. He's in the wall. He's going to hang on to it and keep with the pack. But that 3 wide, man, that 3 wide is treacherous.
It can maybe move once and work once in a while. That move will work once in a while, but not always. But
man,
as we've seen before, Dallas or my hand washed Eckert there to get to the lead. That was my dad joke. I was thinking about that for a while. I wanted to use it.
Johnny Eckert.
Oh, Johnny, no, okay. Never mind. Okay, he's trying to wreck my show.
No, they were all in that bottom lane. That bottom lane is not where it is. Peeler was just
How did Peeler get up there?
Adam Peeler stuck it on the top side. That top side just moves. Eckert went up there and took the run.
We just seen him in the sucker hole not that long ago. Look at that rear damage, and he's pushing Johnny Eckert to the lead.
Adam Peeler was going to take it if Eckert didn't jump up there. And now you see those 3 shift cars on the bottom. They are all on their own. Johnny Eckert is doing it with no teammates whatsoever, and he and Peeler both come down to cover off that bottom.
Yeah, they might be working both lanes. Peeler's trying to work his way up, trying to hold off Dallas Myhan. There you see Darren. Darren looks younger from that angle. He looks like a little kid out there driving.
He does look like a little kid. How old is he?
How old is Darren, Carlos?
He's 14.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. I was gonna say he was 12, but I was only 2 years off.
Caden Tuss is no longer the youngest driver in OSCA.
Damn, he's an old timer now. Get him. Oh boy, Zach Evans is burning the top side. Oh boy,
I don't know.
Oh, they kiss, but they make up and form a line.
My hand bottom for the lead. He's gonna clear Johnny Eckert.
Oh boy, these guys are making moves.
Something happened. My hand.
Boy.
Dallas Myhan lost a ton of momentum out of nowhere. I think he saw the lap car and got frightened.
Yeah, he checked up, lived to fight another lap, and man, this is on the edge of your seat, racing 13 laps to go. I didn't realize how many laps clicked down there from all this action here. Holy man.
Well, Eckert's going to throw a block. That is Braxton DeWeese trying to go for the lead in his debut. Johnny Eckert covers it off. Eckert's going to have his hands full this last stretch of the race from what I can tell.
And how do you time this? Because it seems like that leader, the way these lines are working, that leader's almost going to be a sitting duck here as Braxton DeWeese trying to work that outside. But definitely these last few laps, though, that inside line not quite as equal to that top
look at
line.
Just look at the top go.
Yeah, but it's definitely holding a little bit more weight. It's giving these guys a puncher's chance on that bottom side.
DeWeese made a mistake there, moving down to the bottom. You do not do that. It doesn't. For me, from what I can tell, good. Go back up top. From what I can tell, the bottom is a disastrous choice. I don't care if Dale Earnhardt himself is on the bottom. I think you stay up top. You know, Johnny Eckert's not going to need his teammates here if he can stay up top. Whoever's on the top side can push him.
Yeah, I think they'll work together unless you see someone. I think the only time to gamble to make that move is if maybe you're Zach Evans. You know, he's kind of in and out of the race car. He's not running for points. He's running for checkered flags. So he might be brazen enough to make a move and try to see if it can work. But if you're the leader, I think, stick to that top side.
Maybe if you've got a big run, try and send it going into a corner and see if you can come up and clear them. It's like a slide job. And hey, there he goes to the bottom off the corner. Darren Staff and James Watson are now part of the pit. I didn't even see them come up into the top 5. Oh, Watson almost turned himself off of Jeckert's nose.
Oh man, and Darren Staff and Zach Evans almost getting into it as well, and they're teammates. These guys are running hard. They're running tough. 9 laps to go here in the OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series. NurseAviator Racing 300. Is it 12, 15? I can't remember.
315.
315. K. Again, we got a whole other half of this stuff. I don't know if my little heart can take it.
I don't know either. I mean, I had some Taco Bell for dinner
Oh,
Man,
boy.
I might, it might pass through quicker than I want it to.
Things might get messy here. This is some wild racing as Johnny Eckert now gets back to that top line. And as we said, those guys on that top line, they're going to take the lead as Myhan now pushing Johnny Eckert past his teammate Braxton DeWeese to the lead.
And they're getting together.
Oh!
Dallas winning. And that is going to be a big wreck that takes out the majority of our leaders.
Oh boy, Watson, heavy contact. Gilberto missing a lot of the back end of that car. Front it. Oh, and Kolb gets in there too at the end. Oh, Gilberto again. Around they go.
Man, it was a couple of teammates.
Oh. Mama, it
That
wasn't a
was
good half
Myhan
of those Miss Goodies cars. Oof.
Looks like Myhan was just hanging a little bit too low there. He kind of came down, and DeWeese was running tight to him. And we saw Braxton, even though he was running the bottom, we saw him running real tight to that outside lane, trying to pressure them, and his teammate got into him there.
Oh, now I see the issue with Kolb there as well. I thought maybe it was an Arca brake situation. He just got tapped on the right side and then just pushed him into that wreck. So just to note, if you've seen the Justin Kolb. Oh, there's tempers flaring. The driver's chat.
Braxton is now.
Is Braxton okay with this? He got some slight contact there as well.
Something has happened under. Oh wow. Looks like Braxton DeWeese drove into the back of Johnny Eckert under caution.
Oh no.
Braxton DeWeese apologizing, but I don't think the sentiment amongst Johnny Eckert's camp is that was unintentional. I don't know what actually happened there.
And either way, you're not going to be happy, especially if you do get some rear end damage here. And especially Johnny keeping that car clean all race long, that could definitely play a factor here. But, looking through the field, I don't know if there's a car that doesn't have a wrinkle on it now.
Man, you want to see something cool? Check out what Darren Staff did to avoid that wreck. That was like the pass in the apron. That was pretty cool.
I think we might. Is this the Braxton DeWeese's?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you see it happening and you can't look away.
Oh,
no!
And it looked like he tried to avoid him. It looked like
I've done that. I've had it happen to me. It was like Auto Club C fixed my third week on iRacing, and I was like, I'm gonna catch the leaders. I think I just spaced out and I looked up and I was like, oh hey, look, they're right in front of me.
I hate to say, I did it one time in a league race not that long ago. It wasn't that hard of a contact. I was like rubbing my nose, getting something out of my nose, and then I'm like, I look up like, oh crap, there's the car there. I thought I had more time.
Well,
so it definitely does happen.
That's Braxton DeWeese's debut, so that's not going to do the South Shore Shift Esports relationship any good.
Hey, especially since it's not Do Good involved or RK Motorsports involved, me and Carlos are loving the show here.
Now, that leaves. Well, here we get to talk. Now we get Alex Kenton, Nick Delicato, and Kynan Jones. They came down for fuel. They took a penalty, lost a lap, and they're 8th, 9th, and 10th with some of the cleanest cars in the field.
Yeah, see, they got to be in pretty good shape, and I believe that 98 is pretty clean. He's got a little dent in the rear bumper, and even Ty McIntosh, we've seen some contact with him. He's narrowly dodged some of these wrecks, but that car looks relatively clean as well.
Ty McIntosh also had to drift to avoid that one. He and Darren Staff put it 45 degrees sideways to avoid wrecking in that last one, and they both made it out okay.
Let's see if they can make it. I believe heard another. Is this one to go now, or is it next time? One to go.
It's next time.
Next time.
Yeah, there were some slow cars that unfortunately caused iRacing to cause the delay. So.
Yeah, that will happen. Well, with this many cars with carnage involved in the carnage, yeah, I could get that. But it still could be an interesting race here. I think again, I'll be looking for these guys like Indelicato, Kine, Jones, Kenton that were involved with those penalties earlier. Clean cars trying to work their way up, and can Johnny Eckert with that damage to that rear end? It could drag him a little bit. Is he going to be able to be as stout as he was?
Johnny Eckert has had to go through a lot this race. First half of the race, he was pretty comfortable. He was working with his teammates, and then a wreck happened, and his entire team got wiped out in the blink of an eye. And then after that, he was jumping lanes, he was racing, he was pushing, he was doing everything, and he still led most of the laps there. And now some more attrition, a little bit of damage, but to be fair, honestly, I think he's going to be okay. I don't see a clean race car behind him until we get back to maybe Tim Conrad, our OSCA daddy. Our top 6 all have damage, and most of the rest of the top 15 have damage too.
Yeah, I think even Conrad had that little bit of damage coming up pit road earlier too, but looks like he's relatively okay. So we're going to find out who has what here in just a few moments. We'll be getting, yeah. So technically, oh, not green, white, checkered. Never mind.
Green, white. No, green, white, checkered.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it. We nailed it. So will it be that green car of the 87 of Darren Staff on the inside starting second, or Johnny Eckert?
Somebody else.
Yeah, Ty McIntosh, Adam Peeler up there as well. Jeff Green, Victor Aldrich. That beautiful number 98 machine. We're about to find out as they hit that Geico restart zone. Oh, these cars getting a little swirlier. Wow, yeah.
Wow, that outside lane. There is no outside lane.
Yeah, there is nothing. Johnny does not have help. He's gonna maybe have to look at Darren to see if he can get some help from him. Peeler trying to hang on. Oh, he gets pushed in the wall. Him and McIntosh make contact.
Oh, there's a got spinning down the stretch. And
caution's out.
Man.
Wow. How about Jeff Green up in the top 5 with no front bumper? What is going on?
Watch the nose of the 98 car. Look how close he comes to flipping the 4 car over.
Oh,
it was a lot closer than that shows.
Oh man!
I thought that was gonna be big because right behind them is the whole field. It looked like he was gonna turn the 4 into the field, and that was gonna take out the rest of the field.
Oh, wow! It was like Indelicato just saw it coming.
Can we get a rear bumper cam of the 4 car, please, or at least just.
Yay! Oh boy!
He did the field a favor.
Yay! Oh, was that even a little bit of like net code pass through there?
I don't think it was. I'm looking at it here. There was not even net code contact. I mean, that was.
And a good job for these drivers. You've seen on board here with Kolb. You've seen the checkup from Dustin Dewar ahead of him, staying off that rear bumper and staying out of the wreck. So it was a good job for a lot of these drivers. And another opportunity now for some of these guys to get their damage fixed and potentially be in contention, if not for a win, a solid finish here. Especially that 13th spot again is going to be that fighting spot to get into the invert. Right now that is held by Mr. Transfer himself. He always seems to be in these spots on restarts. It's Adam Tepe in that 96 South Shore Racing Chevrolet.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking through here. We don't really have a whole lot of cars in our lead pack here. Cooper Johnson is 18th, and there's some other wounded cars catching up to him.
Yeah, 23 cars, I believe, on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking through. There are a lot of destroyed race cars in the top 10.
Yeah, this is the carnage. This is the madness. The March Madness we've been talking about before the race.
I won't lie to you. I feel like I've been here all night, and we've still got another half to go.
Right. So if we're talking about like March Madness seeds, Johnny, he's obviously not a 1 seed because he's not racing full time anymore. He's washed up. Maybe he's like a 4 or a 5 seed.
All right.
Yeah, you got. I think Darren, being relatively new, being 14 years old, he's up and coming. Yeah, he's maybe like a 9 seed. He's in those tough 8-9 matchups.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then McIntosh and Green. I think they're probably both around maybe like a 6 or 7 seed, or maybe even a little higher, maybe around that 5, 6.
Where do you put Landshark?
Ooh, Landshark. I think he's right there with Darren in that 8-9 seed battle. So there's some ups, and then we got number 1 seed. Yep,
defending champ.
Oh, Nick and Delicato. And you know what? I'm calling OSCA Daddy Tim Conrad the number 16 seed upset special. Let's go. Let's let it dig.
Our pole sitter, he kind of fell back early and hasn't really sniffed the top 5 since, but he's back now.
He's back now. He's looking to defeat the number 1 seed, and 1 through 15. He's looking to beat them all here. He's ready to create some March Madness here on this restart, and I think we're about to see it here, Matt.
And you know it's still, there's like 27 cars on the racetrack still. Half of them are completely destroyed, but we still have almost our full field on the track.
Yeah, it's crazy with how hard some of these cars took a hit that they're still running in contention. I'm still looking at that 2-car Jeff Green. Does he have enough with no front bumper? Is he going to be able to push Johnny Eckert to the lead? It might be enough to work. We'll see if Johnny Eckert doesn't want to get too big of a lead here, as we've seen him get. As the green flags back out, green, white, checkered. Let's see if they can get through this attempt unscathed. But Johnny Eckert with another huge jump, as he'll be able to pick lanes. Yeah, almost a touch too much. The inside lane's getting a run now, as those wounded cars on the top side can't hang. So this could be a big game changer.
Let's see what Darren Staff does. I don't think he sits behind Eckert. Oh, there was some indecision there. He's going to go low, take McIntosh and Delicato with him, and that is not what Eckert needs to see. He needs some help fast if he's going to want to stay in this thing.
And Jeff Green, he's still a couple car lengths back before that happens.
Here comes Jeff Green. Yeah, Johnny Eckert was able to hold up that bottom lane. Darren Staff is in control of the race, but Eckert's got help on the top.
White flag lap, 1 more to go. They're going to be giving it hard here as they come out of turn 2. Darren Staff holds it right now. He's going to block the top line.
Oh, good block. Good timed.
Very well timed as Eckert pushes it up. He's going to peek on the outside. Oh, they almost touch going to the corner. McIntosh turns the 87 right in front of Jeff Green. Johnny Eckert, I think, is going to hang on to win this race.
Oh, my
and he does.
Goodness.
Wow. As the field behind him, carnage. And Kynan Jones ends up in the 2nd position. Ty McIntosh 3rd. Nick Indelicato 4th. Alex Kenton, how about that? That penalty gets his lap back. He rounds out the top 5. David Westergreen, no matter what happens, he ended up in 5th or 6th.
That's my pick. That's my pick. Sorry.
Man, hey, he had something to celebrate about. Tim Conrad, he's in 7th. Zach Evans 8th. Adam Tepe 9th. And Rashid Coles rounds out that top 10 with Cooper Johnson finishing the 13th position. He'll be starting on the pole here in half number 2.
Man, I think that race ended for Darren Staff. He made the right move. He made that block on Johnny Eckert coming off of turn 2. And I was like, yes, stay up there. You know, don't let the shift guys on the bottom get any runs on you, because they will work together. Johnny Eckert's got nowhere to go. And then he moved back down to the bottom, and I was like, no, because Eckert had all the momentum.
I think that his move was probably his best bet, and I think he had 2 things kind of going on there as well. You had Johnny Eckert trying to peek on the outside, potentially making it 3 wide, and that kind of forced Darren's hand maybe a little late. And it was such a tight window, and especially coming to the checkered flag. If you're the 10 car of Ty McIntosh, you're not going to back off for that at all.
We've got Johnny Eckert in the interview waiting. Actually,
we do.
We want to speak to him.
Yeah. Here we'll bring him up into the broadcast room, and here it's Mr. Washed Up, old 3-time Johnny Eckert getting it done. It was you had quite the
survive everything.
There. Yeah.
I need cardiac assistance.
My
heart rate those last 2 laps must have been through the roof.
I'll defib you if you defib me.
You know, I want to ask you, man. Like you and Cooper Johnson controlled a lot of that race, and then with that one wreck, all 3 of your teammates got taken out, and you had to do a lot more work. And how different was that?
It was a challenge, but one thing I learned about these cars in the first race that I ran this season, just kind of watching what other people were doing was you had to be aggressive. And I kind of figured out what I needed to do, where I needed to be. I made a mistake towards the end and got caught out of position, but I was able to get back towards the front and fought like hell those last couple restarts.
Paid off.
Yeah, and talk about those restarts too, because generally at these super speedway quote unquote style of tracks, that you don't want to get too big of a lead, and sometimes that might have been maybe your biggest worry was jumping out to those leads and trying to decipher what lanes to choose.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end, I was like, Darren had a lot of nose damage, and like in my mind, I realized later on that on the first restart, I got a good run, and he couldn't really gain on me, and I guess it was a combo of just not giving him the draft and cutting down last second that I just kind of didn't really think that out on the second restart. So I gave him the opportunity just by cutting down so soon. But those restarts, you can't hang back because at that point you depend on someone else. If you go and you get too far out and the outside and the other lane doesn't come along with you, even remotely, close, and at least two cars get out on the bottom, it's going to be, pretty easy to get around a solo car. So, I was just kind of holding my breath, and, I got a little bit lucky there, just to get positioned right, and, avoided that last crash, I guess, in 3.
Yeah, that was a wild finish indeed, and that was crazy. And how worried, obviously we were showing the caution contact between you and the 20. How much did that kind of set you back any?
Thankfully, I didn't have engine damage. The driver was a little bit more heated about the situation. I still haven't looked exactly what happened, but from in car, I thought he said my name when they wrecked on the backstretch, and then I got piled into. But so I just kind of assumed that it was related, even though I didn't do anything. But I guess not. I don't know. I haven't looked back at it yet. But yeah, I was a little concerned, but thankfully I didn't have engine damage, and the rear bumper damage seemed like it was a quality that most of the field had by the end of that one. So
yeah, that definitely was the case. And just from our view up here in the booth, it did look like he tried dodging a little too late, and maybe could have been worse if he was squared up on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look at it before the second race starts. But yeah, he was apologetic for it. So I give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, and when I take a look, it'll probably get sorted. But there's a lot going on. That wreck happened. He probably was mid conversation about what just occurred, because him and his teammate, I think, made contact that started that. So he was probably distracted. But no harm, no foul at the end of it, and I was still able to fight. So
I gotta ask you though, how does it feel to be washed up and in victory lane?
I don't know, man. I tell you,
how do you not know? It's what you are.
I'm shaking a little bit. The tension those last couple laps were ridiculously high, and being washed up. Maybe I'm not used to this. I'm not used to being in that tight position anymore. Just like holding on, trying to not make any mistakes. So maybe it's a nice feeling. It feels a little bit extra, a little bit better. I probably blew out all my teammates' ears because I was screaming about how excited I was crossing the line. But
you screaming? No way.
No, I was. Oh my gosh, dude! I really wanted to win tonight. I wanted to win once this season. So here we are.
So now you're starting back in 13th. What's your secret to get a second win here tonight?
Get the fudge out. No, I'm not. No. I probably could, I won race 1. I could probably go push it a little bit more, but I think I saw enough. I think I'm gonna go calm down for the first half of this race.
You're gonna just kind of hang out and just chill a little bit.
Yeah, try to get my myself under control again.
Yeah, let's lower that heart rate there, buddy.
I'll drink a lot of water. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
All right, so we'll let you calm down here before half number 2. But before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting that wild and crazy race 1. Thanks to the league. Thanks to my teammates, Cooper Johnson, D West, and Adam TP, and DJ, who has also been, communicating with us. But I want to thank them for all their help. I mean, the first half of the race was really great with them, and thanks to Bite Size Sports for coming on board and supporting this effort this season. And yeah, we're looking forward to what we can do in race 2.
All right, yeah, we'll best of luck to you. Hopefully, it's a calmer half number 2, and hey, maybe you'll end up in victory lane once again.
Maybe, we never know.
Never know. That's part of this March Madness here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, best of luck to you in half number 2. We'll hopefully talk to you later.
Thanks so much, guys.
You
Good
bet.
luck.
Good luck. That was Johnny Eckert, winner of half number 1, and I think now, without further ado, we get half number 2 picks. Who's up first, Vic?
Well, I'm up first because my pick decided he was going to crash. So thanks, Dallas. Appreciate
Listen.
you.
Not my fault.
Justification. It's fine. It's fine.
Listen.
It's fine. It's fine. So I get to go first because again, Dallas decided to
Rub it in, man.
crash. I'm just gonna rub it in as much as I can. I'm gonna go with the guy that's not in the Me Fine car this week, but it's really weird that he's not. I'm gonna go with Zach Evans.
Damn it!
And second up is, ironically, it's Goody.
Oh, all right. Well, man, I kind of like the way he raced in half number 1. I'm gonna go with OSCA daddy Tim Conrad.
Oh.
I like the conservativeness of him. Who's up next?
I don't think it's me.
Next up is Carlos.
Oh, that's not good. Middle of the pack again. But I think I'm going to go ahead and choose another safe pick. He ended up finishing outside the top 10 for the first half, but I feel like the second half he's going to be able to capitalize on the big wreck that's going to happen probably in the middle to late part of this half. So I'm going to pick Justin Kolb.
Ooh, nice. I like it.
I like it. And then next up is Dallas, and then last we Matt.
So I like speed. Play your race with the 20 car, but I would take Jeff Green this week. Have to.
Alrighty. Here you go. Who you got, Matt?
Let's go 71, Dave Carpenter. Starting all the way back there.
If I were a carpenter.
James Watson is sleeping on
Oh
pit
god,
road.
well,
He woke up.
oh god. Pit road's messed up right now.
Oh.
I'll move you back down here, bro.
Those are car stops.
you concentrate on grid there, buddy. The field now trying to catch up there as the picks are in for half number 2. Cooper Johnson on the pole, and how about this? I kind of remember saying his name. Rashid Coles. He finished 10th. He'll be restarting the half number 2 here in the 4th position. Last we really talked about him was going a lap down at one point under green flag conditions, and he took that Kyle Busch Interstate Batteries throwback, and he got a solid top 10 by surviving out there. So hey, now he's gonna be up front. We'll see him making some moves and leading some laps.
Rashid Coles, he's got a couple OSCA seasons under his belt, and he's, to be blatantly honest, hasn't done a whole lot with them. And I've noticed this season, whether it be strategy, pace, whatever it is, I've noticed him finishing races a lot further up the board. I think mid-pack more often than not, and this top 10, if not the first, he's got a few of them this year. I asked him in one of those pre-race interview questions a couple seasons ago, it was back at a time when I went and I personally messaged every single driver and asked them. He told me simply he does not expect to be a factor tonight. And I was like, well, that's blunt and honest. But this season, he's a little bit different this season. I've definitely noticed he's been putting in some good results. And now we're getting that top 10 here. He's starting up there in 4th. Opportunity to build on it.
Yeah, definitely get some momentum as we go to Mid-Ohio next week. One last chance to build that momentum here in half number 2. Again, one more lap. 64 laps here in half number 2 of the NurseAviator Racing 315K. Again, on the pole, Cooper Johnson, no stranger being on the pole.
Now everybody knows how to drive these things, and we're all packed back up.
Now they know how to wreck them.
That's that as well. They know how to wreck them.
We'll see how many moves. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how good of a jump Cooper Johnson can get on this start, and see if he does move up to that top side. To find out as pace cars are going to get ready to duck down pit lane here in just a few moments. We're going to get to the Geico restart zone, and we're going to get half number 2 underway.
Here we go.
Green flags out. Ooh, Cooper Johnson not getting a great start here. He's going to pull away with Gilberto giving him a good push on that inside line.
Johnny Eckert pulled over to the bottom and he dropped all the way to the back. I don't even know if he's going to keep up with the draft. Wow, he went straight to last place.
Oh, wow. That's he said he wanted to
get out.
He wanted to get out. He wanted to lower that heart rate, and definitely this might be step number 1 in that process here. But as we complete the first lap here, Cooper Johnson holding on to that top spot at the moment, getting on the outside. But one thing we see, at least early on in the going now, that bottom line's king. That top line hasn't quite formed up yet.
Oh, trouble in the back. DJ Weeks and Cody McLean around on the backstretch. Caution.
Caution, yeah. Backstretch of caution number 1 here already on lap number 2. Slow them up. Let's take a look.
Like netcode might have had a factor into this, but the inciting incident, Kynan Jones was going a little slower than normal on that top. Capiano tried to go from the top to bottom to miss him and made some netcode, or maybe not netcode, contact with DJ Weeks.
Oh boy. Take a look and see what happened here. Cleveland doesn't look too damaged there. Ooh, yeah, it looked like Capiano. Oh, and DJ Weeks, yep, getting together.
I'm just not
turning
certain.
him around.
I'm just not certain if they actually touched. That's what I'm not. It doesn't look like it on my screen or from my angle.
It didn't look like they touched, but definitely Capuano cleared himself in front of the...
that part, yes.
87.
I think everybody else was here will get a good view of it if there was any...
It's still hard. It looks like there it did, but the other ones it didn't. But it
Either way, it was an elevator move gone wrong. Here you might be able to see it. This is good. You'll definitely see him come out of nowhere.
If they did make contact, it was accelerated or worsened by netcode.
Yeah, like the way the car bumped up in the air is completely unnatural.
Yeah, that's a netcode. It's almost like an IndyCar open wheel thing, like maybe modifieds or something.
We've got the whole field coming down pit road here.
Interesting.
Actually, no, not the whole field at all. I thought I just saw a lot of cars down pit road.
Good chunk of it. Well, it's I believe the lead car that went down pit road is the 9 car of Johnny Eckert. He's back in the 19th position here, and
a lot of these guys are. You know what I'm noticing actually is a lot of guys are just pulling into their box and sitting there.
You think just top?
Kynan Jones, Ty McIntosh. No, they sat in their box for a long time, a lot longer than just fuel.
Just fuel. So maybe it's just them just meditating, calming down a little bit after how wild this.
Or you know what it is actually. Now that I think about it, I noticed right as that caution was coming out. Actually, before the caution came out. I saw the 4 car. I saw somebody duck way down low and hit the brakes. It was the 4 car. I think Nick was going to drop back, and then that caution came out, and maybe this is how they're going to drop back. He and McIntosh and Kynan Jones, and maybe that's what Kynan Jones was doing there under green, just dropping to the rear. A lot of these guys don't really. I mean, that's they're doing what Johnny Eckert did. Nobody wants a part of that.
Yeah. Just stay in the back, keep it calm, cool, and collected. Get ready. We're on lap number 5. I believe we're doubling up. Interesting choice here for the leader, choosing the inside lane. So that's something new that we're seeing here so far tonight.
I wonder. Yeah. I don't really know what it could be.
Vic, if we can get you quick, what did the conditions change when that be a factor? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, not sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's because Tepe's up top, so
Oh.
maybe they'll plan something out. I'm not sure.
Big
Maybe they've
brain.
got a
They're
plan.
gonna time up this restart, and
Oh,
Cooper can jump on the top side. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's probably why, because he's going to get the jump being the leader anyways. And those two will control. If half number one told us anything from what Eckert and Johnson were able to do, I think Tepe and Johnson will be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, be able to pull out to a pretty big lead. That leader seems to get pretty good starts here on the restarts, and if he can get in front of his teammate, they can make that top line rip. We're about to find out. Once again, we'll get the green flag once we hit lap number 6 of 64 here in half number 2. Green flag ready to come out, and here we go. Ooh, I don't think he got as good of a jump as he thought he was gonna. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, he did.
Some real big shuffling in the mid-pack there. That inside lane is non-existent. The top is formed up a lot better here at the front. That's going to work out great for Tepe and Cooper Johnson.
Yeah, definitely worked out. That's about picture perfect of what you want to see there, as Cooper Johnson, Adam Tepe to the lead. Gilberto trying to push that top line in that 3rd position. But how about this? Adam Peeler, Tim Conrad trying to make things happen on that bottom line.
Yeah, it didn't take them
Good
long.
run.
It didn't take anybody long to get packed up, and that bottom line is about as condensed as we've seen it. And as I say that, Rasheed Coles has a moment, loses some ground, takes control of it, and Rasheed Coles. That seems to be the popular move.
Yep, take a little break from the chaos up front. But Adam Peeler, Cooper Johnson. Oh, what's that?
I was going to say, chilling out and not really racing up there in that mess is what got him that top 10 and half number 1. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, hey, yeah, worked round 1, tried round 2 for sure. But Adam Peeler, Cooper Johnson still side by side. I still think that. Oh, it looks like someone almost kissed the wall there. Bottom line so far here early in the going is hanging in there pretty good. They might have figured something out of that bottom line.
Yeah, perhaps so. And even then, it looks like Adam Peeler's actually going to lead the lap this time.
Yep, Adam Peeler, P1, coming to lap number 9 of 64. Side by side, as if they're still on the pace laps here. So really nowhere to go if you're kind of in the back, if you're planning on moving up to the front. Right now it's just left for the drag race between the 91 and the 13 going down in turn number 3.
Karen Staff started this race out in 16th. He's already moved his way up to about the 7th or 8th spot. Dylan Thomas is up 8 spots. Dustin Dewar is up 11 spots.
Yeah, he just cracked that top 10. Working on that outside. Good run for the 32. Moving his way up. Had a promising run there going.
Alex Kenton ducking to the back.
And that bottom line kind of disforming. That will give the 2 South Shore Racing Chevrolets the clear-cut lead as we're coming on to turn number 4. Coming to the line, Cooper Johnson up front. Wester Green.
Go ahead.
If he can work his way up to his teammates. I just noticed him. He started in the 8th position. He's still hanging on to that top side. He probably wants to join his buddies up front, though.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely working his way up to them. Only a couple of cars between him now. I was going to say there was no bottom lane to speak of, but Dylan Thomas, Nick Delicado, and James Watson all jumped down there and made a bottom lane. Now, short term, they gain a lot of spots by filling that void, but we'll have to see. It looks like the top lanes kind of got rolling now, although I'll admit, Conrad and Peeler have led that bottom lane for about as long as anyone's been able to lead it tonight and actually stay relevant to the very front of the field.
Yeah, it looked like they were just about to drop out of relevancy, and here comes Peeler right alongside. Yeah, they got a lot of help. And now he's going to maybe lead another lap here in that 13 Sugar Moon Creation Chevrolet.
Pepe slipped off of 4. He had a little bit of a slide, which I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen anyone get loose, but TP did get a little bit loose. It provided a little bit of help for that bottom, and Conrad's given a good push here.
Yeah, Conrad he's very, very aggressive. And I wonder how weird it is for Peeler to look in his rearview mirror and see himself.
That's perfect.
Yeah, on the hood.
You need some motivation. Run away from that time in his.
That's probably the only reason this bottom lane's rolling right now.
Because he's running for his life from his own drag experience.
Yep. He's definitely drag racing with that 91 car right now for that top spot, trying to get that bottom line going. Definitely making noise. I like. Ooh, look at Dewar.
He didn't lose any momentum. He kept his foot in it.
Yeah, he definitely kissed the wall. Maybe lost a little bit of the purple paint off the side of his car. Man, oh man, so far 2 by 2, so no one, even if they wanted to make moves right now, obviously too early to do so. But not really much room to make these moves as that bottom line. I'm still just impressed how long Peeler and Conrad can lead this line to how competitive it's being right now.
Absolutely, and you know what I'm starting to see on the screen? He didn't really spend any time up in the top 5 until the end of the race. I'd say both James Watson and Nick Delicado have crept their way into the back half of this top 10. Their progress has stalled for sure, but I can't believe I'm saying it's refreshing to see them in the top 10. As both that 43 and 4 cars spent a lot of our season racing up front.
Yeah, just not quite having the as good of a night as they wanted to, but definitely back in contention and still very early on here in the going, almost coming to a third of the way through the race. Cooper Johnson still leads. Adam Tepe trying to hang on to that bottom side. And I'm still impressed too, that bottom side. As you see, Peeler takes the lead here going to 3, but that top line still gets that run. So once it counts, I think Cooper Johnson usually gets them back right here at the start-finish line.
Yeah, the bottom lane is definitely hanging on more than they are fighting with that top lane, but they're hanging on pretty good. Like, I mean, even here, you know, for a little bit, Adam Peeler's going to have the lead, but here comes the push from Tepe, probably going to put Cooper Johnson right back out in front. Well, I say that, never mind. Tim Conrad with a good shove there.
These boys are motivated on that bottom line.
Oh, look at that.
Tepe technically clears them. Conrad might as well, almost did as well. Peeler will lead that lap.
That is about the furthest out front we've seen that bottom get in a while.
Yeah, besides maybe a bobble on a restart or something, but that was beautiful.
We got a big momentum shift here. Look at that. Cooper Johnson now with the help he needs. Now the top 3 on the bottom. I am really, really shocked to be seeing this right now. If I'm Dylan Thomas, I think I want to jump up high and get on that top lane, because it's not going to be long before they get going again.
I wonder if we're going to see Conrad or Peeler jump to that top side as well. Ooh, that opportunity might be closing here, but they're still. I'm surprised they're still hanging on that bottom side. They're holding their own.
Oh, they're taking over now. That top lane had a shuffle there with the 4, the 98, and the 99, and it looks like Tepe. Oh my goodness, Tepe has a moment. He just managed to get back to the bumper with Cooper Johnson, and now Tepe loose again. Tepe's having some problems handling his race car, and that top lane is decimated. They are completely gone now.
Yeah, and it's the top 4 now breakaway on that bottom side.
Oh,
as
hang
Cooper
on.
Johnson's fallen all the way back into 7th.
Got the 4 car jumped up top. I don't really know if he's going to do anything. All the momentum's on the bottom. They're still getting sorted out back behind this lead group.
Yeah, they're still figuring stuff out. How about Victor Aldrich? We've seen him nose into the inside wall late in half number 1. He's worked his way up 14 spots in that 5th position. And Delgado still trying to get that top line working as magically as it did in half number 1. See if he can do it. See if he's going to crack the code here.
I just don't know. Do you think it's possible to use up their stuff that much? It looks like the 91 and the 96 are starting to struggle here.
So maybe we were wrong about the top side saving the tires. Maybe they did burn that right front up a little bit more.
Oh, Tepe kissed the wall there. This is the furthest we've gone on a set of tires. We had that quick caution. We're about 20 laps into this run. That's about as long as they went in the last half. So we're really starting to get into uncharted territory as far as green flag run.
Yeah, the longest green flag run, and it seemed like that top side had the domination until maybe these tires got a little worn in, heated up. And it definitely looks like even the 4 car of Indelicato leading that pack. It seems like they're pushing up quite a bit going through the corners. Even you see now that even that bottom line kind of hobbling up about that half a car length from that red line on the bottom.
How about the job Adam Peeler and Tim Conrad did? They stuck in there. They hung on for dear life. They almost got swallowed up by the pack. Couldn't make it work. They clawed their way back up front, trying to. Just leading that bottom. They almost got swallowed up by the top line. Top line has been dominating all night long, and not only did they make that bottom work, they totally took over the race here. And now, race is being ran on the bottom.
And Indelicato now, he's even abandoned that top line. He worked his way into the bottom. He's in that 5th position. He cut right in front of Victor Aldrich. Still thinking about going to the top side, but chooses to stay on that bottom.
You see, every time he seems to get a run, he jumps up high a little bit. And if he has help from Cooper Johnson, he sticks up. If he doesn't, he stucks back down. I think he's waiting. He's waiting for that top to get formed back up to go with him. You can tell he is not content with sitting on the bottom, though. It's going to be hard, though, because the 35 and the 13 have been a very, very stout combination on the bottom.
Yeah, these guys are working well together for sure. As Indelicato, he's just trying to muscle it basically on his own, and he's been picking them off kind of one at a time, trying to work on that 43 of James Watson for that 4th spot, and he might get it.
Here we go. Cooper Johnson, hopefully, has had some time to let his stuff cool down. Oh, Cooper Johnson. Oh, he ditches Indelicato. I thought he'd try to stay up top and go to the front.
So you probably didn't hear on driver comms a number of laps ago now. Don't expect South Shore and Shift to work together is all I'm going to say.
I don't expect it at all. Well, that would explain why Cooper Johnson ducked low.
That does explain, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. And almost making contact in the corner just a few moments ago. And now Cooper Johnson.
Cooper Johnson drove, my goodness.
Oh, boy, his car is definitely not handling well right now.
I drifted up the racetrack into the 4, and fortunately, both of them are very good at what they're doing right now, so they were able to hang on to it.
Yeah, I'm liking a little bit of this rivalry not working together. But you know what? It could be very ironic at the end of the race. These two guys might, Shift Esports and South Shore, the boys, they might have to work together to pull off a victory here in half number 2.
I've got some newcomers here. Braxton DeWeese, Dustin Dewar leading that top line. Have not seen those guys lead the top line yet this race, and it looks like they're starting to get something going here. And now you see the 4 car has some guys who are going to work with him up top.
Yep, he's like, okay, thank you. Finally, I got a teammate, and I got someone that's willing to commit to the top. And they are moving. He's already worked his way up to the 4th. And we do see... I thought for a second from the backside, I thought Dylan pulled up in front of Indelicato, but he did not. They're side by side. So Conrad might have to make a decision if he wants to pull the top side. He might not have a lot of time, though.
No, it's too late. We got fresh rubber.
Fresh rubber on. Ooh.
I was going to say, I just thought it was.
Oh, so go ahead.
I just thought it was hilarious how we know the top has been the moving lane, and with all the momentum. Oh my goodness, Adam Peeler,
hang on, buddy.
Drifted all the way up to try and. I don't know if that was a try of anything. I think maybe trying to hang on to his race car. The 4 and the 20, Blaze It are out front.
And I'm wondering, some of these guys that were in towards the back of the pack that are now leading this top line, Dustin Dewar, Braxton DeWeese, they're up 18 positions from where they started here in half number 2. They might have been riding around in the back to begin this. Maybe didn't burn up their right front as much as some of these guys did that were leading this pack. And now they're making some noise. And now we do see Indelicato now choosing that inside line with Braxton DeWeese. Dustin Dewar, I believe, now is going to be leading that top side.
That might be a tire's choice, because Cooper Johnson almost took out Kyle Carlson drifting up the track, and Cooper actually came over the radio and apologized. He's tight as hell. He doesn't really have any turn right now, and that we were seeing that when they were trying to get formed up on the top and move earlier, and that could be one of the reasons Conrad and Peeler were able to prevail. Maybe, just maybe, if you stick it out on that bottom long enough. That, I know we were told the tires don't matter that much, but we're almost 30 laps on this set. nobody has gone this long on a set of tires. I think at this point, we're starting to see maybe the benefit that we haven't seen all night from running the bottom.
And you know, one thing, kind of thinking about it too, talking to Jeff Green, the biggest pack that we've really seen in practice was maybe a 10-car pack.
Going a lot faster right now.
Yeah, going a lot faster, and maybe having to make more moves than you would do in practice to try to dodge stuff, or you know, in practice you can reset, get back out there, join that pack, and be good to go. Here you got one car to live here in half number 2. Or in any half, but on this run here, yeah, definitely using up a little bit more tire, and yeah, I think it's even pretty evident just watching that 91 car. As he's
got green flag pit stops.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh my goodness! Adam Peel, everybody's gonna miss it. They all missed it.
Everyone missed it. Oh man, that's gonna hurt.
That's a disaster. Oh man, Zach Evans, Tom Capiano, Timothy Conrad, and Adam Peeler. They were having such a great night. This is gonna hurt them a lot.
At least I think the little bit of a saving grace. It looks like since they all did it together,
they're gonna be.
They should be able to at least form up and keep some momentum up to prevent themselves from going a lap down, and hopefully if a caution does come out, they'll be far enough back to miss the chaos.
Tynan Jones and Dylan Thomas were the other 2 cars that came down. Tynan Jones missed pit road as well. Dylan Thomas is the only one that made it onto pit road, and that is pretty tragic for him, actually. And unfortunately, he might have sped. I saw him come in really hot. I don't know if he got it wound up in time.
He definitely
sped.
Okay, he's
definitely sped.
That is that's about as bad as that can go.
Yeah.
Oh, getting over the radio. Sorry, I'm sorry. I got to cut it off real quick. 4:26 leaders are coming this time.
This time, see if Dustin Dewar will come with that pack. Maybe I have a new leader. I see his teammate Jeff Green on the top side.
Everybody's coming. They're all calling it out.
They're all calling out, trying to form up to that bottom line.
Yeah, this will be something.
No, looks like the Do Good Motorsports machine's going to stay out, lead a lap, as Dustin Dewar now inherits the lead with Jeff Green in second. As the Shift Esports guys, a lot of our leaders come down pit road.
And to the benefit of all these guys, they got to see just how hard it is to get on pit road. Maybe they took note, maybe break a mile earlier.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think, something some of these drivers were working on during practice as well, because I think it looks a lot easier to get down than what it is.
Oh,
yeah. Maybe almost thinking the old Atlanta configuration, as we see our rest of our leaders. Oh, Watson in the wall.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, coming down pit road right in front of Johnny Eckert. There, if his heart rate was lowered, it just raised up pretty quick there again.
Oh, wow. That was Tepe kind of got in there a little bit hot, and I think trying to avoid hitting his teammate, hit Watson instead, which I guess if you're going to pick someone to hit, pick the other guy.
Yeah, don't pick your teammate. Oh, that's a rough break for Carlson, missing his pit box. He had to back into his pit box.
Well,
right now, it looks like, I was going to say, the 20 and the 4, man, they gapped the rest of their teammates. They had pretty good pit stops. They're probably going to inherit the lead once we get back going here.
This looks like normal Atlanta, the one that wasn't a plate track. All the cars are spread out.
Cars are spread out, but as TW always said too, Atlanta's one of those rubber band tracks.
Oh yeah.
And there you see right there was a pass for the lead. With Jeff Green, Dustin Dewar coming off pit road. So our leader right now is Nick Indelicato. We come to lap 40 of 64.
Well, we've this is a very different race now. We've got a 2-car tandem there. Behind them, it is Dewar, Gilberto, Nathaniel Cherry, Jeff Green, Ty McIntosh, Johnny Eckert. Pack of 6 cars.
They definitely Rashid Cole's lap car that I don't think they really wanted a plan to go on the top side. Might have lost a little bit of momentum. So Gilberto's leading that second pack. He's about, just of note right now, about 1.84 seconds off. And they're definitely closing in.
There's another pack of 4 cars a little further back. Caden Tufts, Justin Cole, Darren Staff, and Dallas Myhand. Cooper Johnson, unfortunately, does not have any help. A little bit further back, you see a pack led by now Victor Aldrich is the largest pack of cars on track. It's not that big. It's only 8 cars.
Just note a lot of the guys that missed pit road: Tim Conrad, Thomas Capuano, Zach Evans. They're back in about the 19th, 20th position. James Watson back in the 18th position after the wild ride he went to getting on pit road. I believe he's in that pack with Adam Tepe. So pretty good job of kind of salvaging that mishap pit stop.
And now that
comes at 99. Yeah, they're caught up.
I don't know how much there they go. I was gonna say I don't know how much racing they're gonna do, but it looks like they're gonna be doing some racing.
I think they at least want to separate that lap car of Rashid Coles.
There's a Shift Esports top 5.
Wow, they might have been that crew that was working on getting on and off pit road during practices. They're looking stout. We got we got all of our cars in there. We got Johnny Eckert, RK Motorsport. Or no, that's South Shore. Never mind, not your team. My bad. And then I was gonna say my cars. Just Kolb's in 9th. Kolb 9th and 10th. Carlos, don't feel left out.
There we go. They're holding it down. They're doing it. It's good.
That's good.
Jeff Green there and Dusty.
Yeah, they're running 7th and 8th right now, kind of single file. I think everyone, this lead pack's probably going to do everything they can to make sure that that next group of cars, again led by Justin Kolb, right now 3.2 seconds back, and that lead's kind of been maintaining. So if they can kind of form up or lead pack can form up and let these laps wind down and kind of make it a 8-car battle for the victory instead of maybe 11 or 12-car battle.
They had a moment. I think what's going to slow this pack down a lot is, oh wow, look at this. Johnny Eckert's going to break up that chain a little bit. I think they had a checkup up there. Nathaniel Cherry and Ty McIntosh had to check up a little bit, and well, Ty never quite got back going as well. And Johnny Eckert's sticking at the door right now, and he's up there on his own. He looks pretty good up there on his own right now.
Yeah, and I was going to see if those Chevrolets of Dustin Dewar and Jeff Green form up with them, but no, they stay on that bottom side. And what can maybe hurt these two guys, the 9 and the 10, duking it out, if they side draft enough, they might lose those top 4. That could potentially let that next group pack led by Justin Kolb catch up to these guys.
Yeah, if they keep messing around too much, they will get caught. First, they're going to get caught. Oh, no, yeah, that is the next pack. You're right. Justin Kolb, Darren Staff, Dallas Myhand. David Westergreen's crew did not put tires on his car. I guess they were sleeping.
Oh, no.
I'm hearing that over the radio. That's a lot more of a problem than we thought it would be, but as we've seen, that is a problem. Big problem.
I almost got burnt by that auto fuel thing, new feature they have.
What is that? I haven't actually used the sim in a couple months.
Yeah, so it's so green flag pit stop here. So say if you're pitting now with 17 laps to go, it auto calculates to only add enough to get through the 17 laps. Yeah,
that's cool.
So yeah, I had that last night. And all of a sudden under caution, I was like, it said you had 1 lap of fuel, so I had to surrender and lose a few positions, and I think it kind of hurt me a little bit. So live and learn. Make sure, turn it off and on when needed. I don't know if that's the same thing that happened to Westergreen there.
Man, I love watching Johnny Eckert right now. This is it's like a Gran Turismo challenge. There are 5 teammates controlling the race, and you have no help. Can you find a way around them? He's going high, going low, doing everything he can. He needs Dustin Dewar, Jeff Green. He needs these guys behind him to kind of form up. But honestly, with only 8 cars and still 15 to go, I don't know how content or how much they really want to race quite yet.
Well, it looks like those Chevrolets choosing that top line now. Well, now Johnny Eckert goes down.
Oh, he's back at the top.
Oh, he's back at the top. He's choosing all the lanes here. Building up a little bit of momentum. He's now on side by side. Oh, no, he's not quite yet. They're definitely peaking. He's showing his hand. He's got a couple Chevrolets, too. He's got DJ Weeks' buddy there. Former teammates, at least in the lap down, but in that pack.
Man, they can do it. They can do it. They're all trying their best to stay nose to tail on that bottom like that. It just doesn't work that well. The runs don't come at the right times, and they get stacked up. And Eckert gets enough of a run to jump up there, get door to door with the 10 car, but no one goes with him. I think if Dusty and Jeff go with him at the right time, I think they can make a charge up there and actually make something happen.
Yeah, time will tell. I think now. Yeah, Johnny's getting another run again alongside that 10 car of Ty McIntosh, but the top 4 have pretty clear sailing with the little bit of chaos going behind them. And now those Chevrolets have teamed up on the top side, trying to work around that 10 car.
Even if it takes some time, at this point, I think 13 laps, they can run up there and not worry about burning them up. They will build momentum. They've just got to be patient. They got Weeks now, too. DJ Weeks is up with this group. A lap down, but he's up there.
Still trying to work around that 10 car.
Well, they got him now.
Yeah, McIntosh, he was trying his best to defend and try to keep those Chevrolets behind him, unable to do so. So now these top 4 Shift Esports Fords are going to have some decision making to make. And now they single file back out. Yeah.
And he just doesn't have the help. Eggert's doing it himself, man. This is cool.
Yeah, he is powering now along the outside of Nathaniel Cherry, trying to see if those Chevrolets will help him once again. Looks like Jeff Green's taking a peek.
Oh my goodness, he makes contact with McIntosh. Everybody saves it.
McIntosh will fall to the back end of that pack, see if he can hang on. Oh boy. Now Jeff Green, he had to check up a little bit too. He's got a lap cars between him and Dustin Dewar. Now this top group's gonna have to form up, and McIntosh is he's dropping back. He's now in that second pack, trying to hang on, and that second pack is definitely coming
growing.
now.
It's growing. It's bigger now, and it is probably gonna pick up more momentum here.
Yeah, so before we end, we have 10 laps to go right now. This could definitely be a 12-car battle for our win here in half number 2. Nick Indelicato with the masterful pit stop. Him and Braxton DeWeese inherited the lead after the green flag pit stops. Have not yet relinquished it yet, but as these laps wind down, you got to wonder, even if it's your teammate, if you're Gilberto, you got a shot to win the race here. If you're Nathaniel, same thing. Got to go for that checkered flag.
It's going to be harder now for Johnny Eckert. He's only got 1 car of help, and that's if Dusty wants to go with him. Which Eckert jumps high, Dustin Dewar just sticks it low. Almost as if Dustin either doesn't want to go yet, or he's just happy with his top 5. Either way, I don't think they have enough help. That back pack, though, led by Jeff Green, that is about 9 cars long, and they've got enough guys to go faster and catch up. I just don't know if they'll have enough time or if they can get formed up enough to do it.
No, I think if you're Dewar or Eckert, you got to kind of figure it out, get back in line. I think now Dewar does let Eckert back in front, try to catch this group again. Instead of working against each other, they might have to work with each other to even have a puncher's chance.
You know what I think they do? I think they back up to that pack back there. Maybe not quite back up, but they're not going to do anything with those top 4 bumper to bumper like that. Only the 2 of them can't generate enough speed. If they can take control of that pack behind them, I think maybe. But that's a tall ask. Drop back from the lead pack with only 5 laps left. I mean, I just don't know.
It's a gamble, and it seems like it's kind of plateaued, that second group led by Jeff Green, about 2.7 seconds back, and it's kind of mellowed out there. Look at the 3 wide multi-cam. The second group on the top screen, and the lead pack on the bottom. Now with only 6 laps to go, 5 laps to go now, sorry.
McIntosh has come over the radio, said he's going to start pushing Jeff Green. Might be too little too late, but if they really start pushing, they could make it up. They were just a little bit faster last time, actually. They did gain some time.
Gained some time? They were about a 10th faster. Yeah, about a 10th faster.
Zach Evans is calling out Reckon. I heard expletives.
And the caution's out.
Caution is out. Wow.
Victor Aldrich goes around.
Kyle Carlson is stuck in the fence.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And he had to take the toe there. So this, as they say, my friend, changes everything.
I can't really tell what happened here. Oh, Victor Aldrich lost focus completely, I think. It happens a lot in Atlanta. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Oh, Peeler. Oh, man, Carlson stuck in the fence, but I believe Peeler got a pretty good piece of it as well.
Yeah, that started in the trial. I've seen it. I don't know why. I think friends and I always call it Atlanta syndrome. It's like you're going through that dog leg, and you know that second corner at the dog leg, you wash up to get your arc into turn 1, right? It kind of sneaks up on you, and you pancake it.
Let's take a look here. Oh, no.
He's on the brakes. I mean,
oh,
just
man.
along to the right at that point. It's unfortunate for Victor.
Yeah. Victor and for Carlson here. We'll take another look. Yeah, that is very easy to do. It's yeah.
It is.
Yep.
People might see it like, wow, that's silly. It's like, it is a little silly, but it happens often. Very often. I don't think anybody's not done that at least once.
Oh, yes. Yes. And when it does happen, you just don't you hope it doesn't have the consequences as we just seen there. And generally, I think, if we're talking about a normal 1.5-mile track, maybe the old Atlanta or Charlotte, something like that, if that happens, you can kind of pancake the wall, and especially on iRacing, keep going and not lose too much. But here, definitely darted that car right on the bottom of the track, and yeah, Victor was just along for the ride, as he said.
Well, this changes everything. We've got a race now. You never call races over until they're over, but that 1, 2, 3, 4 held by the shift guys was impenetrable after Jeckert lost his help and only had Dusty. They weren't going to be able to do anything with the two of them, but now the whole field's here. So, yes, this is going to be interesting.
Here we go.
It's going to be a green-white checker, too. We get 2 attempts at this. We'll have 2 restarts if we need the second one.
Yeah, we'll get a couple green-white checkers. I'm wondering what the strategy is, though, for these Shift Esports. I mean, they still have an advantage because they're still the top 4 cars. But what do you do? What's your plan to defend? Because it definitely might not be a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish as they maybe kind of hoped was shaping up to be if we would have remained green.
Sorry, my mom texted me. What was your question?
I was wondering what the strategy is for your boys, or maybe you're plotting a scheme, plotting a plan. What do you do? That 1, 2, 3.
I can't plot anything.
Well, that 1, 2, 3, 4 finish, it might be out the window for them, but they definitely still control this race. So what do you do especially if you're Gilberto or Nathaniel?
I think, what do? You push the heck out of your teammates, that's for sure, but you got to go for yourself. I think they're tight-knit enough. The way I don't know what's in their minds right now, but I know that at this point in the race, with how fierce that team battle is, they're going to work together first. And I know the biggest one is Braxton DeWeese and Gilberto Javier Gomera, because those guys, Gilberto had all the bad luck last year, Sam had all the bad luck this year, and I'll say from the team owner perspective, we tried to get them some teammates, but unfortunately it's still just the 2 of them to fend for themselves in the team championship. And here they are, both of them in the top 5. So I can almost guarantee you, as far as Shift Esports is concerned, I think the most important thing is that 20 and 99 card, getting them to finish up there.
Yes, we'll see if they can push themselves maybe to a win here in half number 2. We're about to find out. Green flag is out. Good start again for that top line, and Nick Delicato going down into turn 1. Nathaniel Cherry's trying to burn rubber, trying to catch up, see if that top line can form that dominance that we've seen in half number 1. Johnny Eckert gets in front of Dustin Dewar on that top side. As Delicato goes low, there could be some new partners up front here in just a moment.
Yep, white flag is coming out this time out of 4. Johnny Eckert trying to go around Nathaniel Cherry. Cherry's not letting him. Oh, Dustin Dewar's spinning. It could be a caution. Caution's back out. Dusty's around. It looks like Jordan Tarble as well. That is the least of the tragedy. Oh my goodness, no! DJ Weeks at the end. Oh man. No. Oh no, caution was, I don't even know what that was. It's tragic though.
Oh man. Everyone's pushing. Johnny was,
it looked like go ahead, yeah, what do you see?
I was going to say, it looked like Dewar had his nose peeked down below Johnny, and he might have checked up just a little bit, and then kind of the same thing here with Ty McIntosh, just not able to check out for time. They were there.
Yeah,
And with that little bit of a checkup.
It starts with Eckert and with Cherry. It looks like Eckert was trying to find his way around Cherry. Nathaniel was trying to block and make sure he controlled that top line. They were fighting for the same spot. They got checked up. Dusty checked up, and by the time he checked up, McIntosh was already a whole foot into his bumper.
And then here Miss Goodies went for a ride with Jordan Tarble. Let's see what happened to DJ Weeks.
Yeah, this is... anything.
He probably couldn't see it, and it looked like such the slightest bit of contact, but did rocket his car right up into that outside wall.
And Justin Kolb did some dirt bikes.
Did he hit the jump again?
He hit a few jumps. The last couple jumps were bigger than the first couple, but he hit some jumps. He and Kynan Jones going through the whoops.
And then he's still holding on to that 8th position. It's ride or die time now, but your top 4 changed up a little bit here. We still have the Shift Esports racing umbrella in your top 3 of Indelicato, Deweese, and Javier Gomera. But Jeff Green now in 4th with Nathaniel Cherry in 5th. Johnny Eckert back in the 6th position. Man, there's still, I gotta say, a lot of those Shift boys. Yeah, 7th, Dallas.
And then you got Kolb in 8th, McIntosh 9th. I'm noticing you've got Shift cars, all odd numbers. Man, I really wish Johnny Eckert had some more help in here. I wish
Talking to your mic.
Right. I just took the headset off briefly and did not readjust it. Thank you, Carlos. I really wish South Shore had some better luck in this second half, so they could go up there and it could be like a Shift versus South Shore dominating the top 10 battling. That would have been like some fireworks, but unfortunately it just hasn't been in the cards for them this half.
Yeah, it has not been in the cards.
A lot more fun.
Maybe we'll see some new players. We'll see those 2 Chevrolets on top of Jeff Green and Johnny Eckert. And I think both those guys will be looking to make some moves, at least an attempt to go for the checkered flag here. But as we get to 1 to go here, the same 2 guys up front as the last restart of Nick Indelicato and Braxton Deweese.
Indelicato picks the top. He's going to put Deweese right in front of his S2 teammate. And we've got some aggressive guys behind Indelicato in that 2 and that 9 car. Let's see what Eckert and Jeff Green have to say about the finish of this one.
We're about to find out. Just a note, this is our 2nd attempt at a green-white checkered, so after they take the green flag, next flag will end it. This could be electric here, as Indelicato will lead that top line, Jeff Green behind him. And on that bottom line, those 2 S2 Racing Team Fords maybe have a little bit of advantage with Deweese and Gilberto on the bottom in that Discord. They'll be able to work it out on the team chat. The pace truck's going to get ready to dive down. Here's our final attempt at a green-white checkered. We'll up, wait to get that guy co-restart zone. Here we go. Jeff Green tried to time it. He timed it pretty good.
He did time it pretty good. I think he might have gone before Indelicato. It looks pretty good. It was just a great restart, man. Look at that.
And look at, he's got that 9 car of Johnny Eckert pushing on the outside, but all that help is on the bottom with those Shift Esport Fords. Do those Chevrolets attempt anything? Are they going to get any help? Indelicato goes up to the top side to block. They're coming to the white flag. Indelicato to the bottom.
Jeff Green doing everything he can with Johnny Eckert on the top. They need some help, though. They need Caden Tufts and Tom Capiona to suck up to them. If they're going to have a chance here, it's going to take a half lap here to get formed up, and they're going to have a shot in turn 4.
Oh, now
or maybe
Deweese,
sooner.
Oh, boy, they get a run. Deweese tried to throw a block, didn't get it in time. Now Indelicato's going to have to plan it out. Are they going to get a run down the backstretch here? Looks like maybe too little too late. Deweese blocks that top side. Nick Indelicato comes out of turn 4. Looks like he's just going to have enough. Deweese.
Oh, Eckert gets put in the wall. They're wrecking across the line.
Indelicato will win the race. It's chaos behind him. This man, oh man, cars still wrecking as they cross the line. It's going to be Indelicato with the win. Braxton Deweese second. Javier Gomera third, Jeff Green fourth, Dallas Myhan fifth, Nathaniel Cherry sixth, Caden Tuff seventh, Ty McIntosh eighth, and James Watson ninth, and Dylan Thomas will round out your top 10. So at the end of it, you still got a 1-2-3 finish with the Shift Esports umbrella. It was too tough to beat. That bottom line ended up being all Shift Esports family of drivers, and those Chevrolets just trying to do whatever they could to hang on. And Johnny Eckert getting shipped off in the corner there. He's going to finish all the way back into the 15th position. You see Indelicato burning it down, getting into victory lane.
Thomas Capiano is angrily yelling at Caden Tufts because he had some contact with the 00. Well, he's got the wrong 00. He's actually mad at Dylan Thomas, and Caden's like, it wasn't me, there's two of us.
There's two. Yeah, especially being in identical cars. But as we get to drivers filing in for our interviews here, I'm going to bring in, I think it's well deserved here. I'm going to bring in the guy who finished second place in half number one, Kynan Jones. He had an eventful night here, and Kynan kind of doing land shark things. Started in the back in half number one, and for the most part stayed out of trouble. And you got a P2 finish here, at least in half number one. And half number two, not as good a luck in 17th. But talk us through a little bit of your night here.
Well, I wasn't expecting to finish second. I wanted to start last, but then end up just going below the line on a restart, and then I end up getting a drive-through. Served it was a lap down, and then wanted on a late restart. I'd message Alex Kenton saying how, okay, I'm just going to stay down low. I feel something's going to happen in front of me, and I just want to not be a part of the wreck that's coming up. Then we get another caution. Then I messaged Tim about it, and then coming to the checkered flag, wreck starts happening. I then dive down onto the apron as originally planned. Was going to then come back up on the track, but I was able to carry enough momentum, even though I braked for the wreck happening. I ended up just getting my nose up the inside of Nick, and if I had came up onto the track, I would have wiped him out, and that's not really what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to finish the race below the line, but either way, somehow dragged race Ty to second, and it was a good first half. Second half, not as preferable, but good points haul in the first half.
So definitely, the second half was a little bit of the calmer of the two halves, especially with the green flag pit stops going on. But man, how chaotic is it in those packs, especially kind of having that Daytona-esque racing feel along with kind of that Atlanta where you can burn up those tires a little bit.
Yeah, it's very sketchy, especially when you're on the low line and then you throw in Netco. But when you're on the low line, you're just hoping that your tires stay planted onto the track and give you enough grip so you don't drift up. But if you're on the high line, it's possible for you to drift up as well. So tire wear, I've experienced it in the second half when green flag pit stops happened because of a little mistake on my end. I end up unchecking my tires just to gain a bit of time and recover a little bit from it. But when I came out of the pits, I was just having a lot of understeer on exit or corner entry and on exit, but just had to change up driving style. And on this track, it's not easy to pass on. You mainly see too wide racing, and throwing tire wear, it can be very chaotic. But luckily, we had a very clean second half.
Yeah, very clean second half indeed. But yeah, overall, again, that second place, I think, kind of counteracts for overall a decent night here. With the 17th place finish, what does that average? About an eighth. So good points takeaway. But what's kind of your outlook now going next week into Mid Ohio?
Well, it's a road course. I have proven to be fairly consistent on road courses, but it's a track I don't actually have yet, so gonna need to pick that up, and hopefully we'll have a new sponsor on board for that race and a couple more, so hopefully see the car in new colors. But it's just going to be another points haul, trying to pick up points where I can, not trying to go for podiums, which I wasn't trying to tonight, but somehow picking up second place, first of the losers. Maybe next week can bring home a first. No, that'll be nice. Come back into victory lane, but just hopefully gonna pick up some decent points and just keep extending the gap to the cutoff line.
Hey, that's a way to do it. We'll be looking forward to seeing you on track doing land shark things at Mid Ohio. But before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
I'd like to just give a big thanks to the sponsor of tonight's race, NurseAviator on Twitch. You've seen it on my car all season long, and the viewers at home have a nice little promo link on the stream title. So just look up NurseAviator on the Twitch browser and go give them a follow. It's a fun time, and hopefully can see them pick up good points for the team. But I also just want to thank Vic for putting on OSCA week after week, and y'all for broadcasting. And Vic, thank you still, even with that penalty that I had to serve in the first half.
Hey, overcame the penalty, and that's right, overcame that penalty and ended up finishing second. That was a good job there. But we'll look forward to seeing next week at Mid Ohio, Kynan, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Yeah, hopefully it's one step higher.
That's right. That's what we're looking forward to. All right, you have a good night, Kynan.
You too.
See, man, Matthew, imagine, he's got confidence going into next week. He might be dangerous.
A lot of names in that interview waiting room.
Yeah, there is. We're gonna decipher. We're gonna bring in.
Goodness gracious! I think
We're-
Gilberto, find him somewhere
I
in
was
there.
saying, I was trying to find him. Here we got him. We got the emotional support pick, and hey, Gilberto had quietly had a really good night. He had some rough luck in half number one, still salvaged a 11th place finish and able to finish on the podium here in half number two. Walk us through it a little bit.
Yeah, it's been kind of a bit of a crazy night, honestly. I wasn't expecting the racing to be actually kind of clean for the most part. I mean, unfortunately, I got caught up in that first wreck in the first half trying to avoid another wreck and just ran out of luck there. But yeah, I was able to salvage a P11, which I'll happily take. Second half, I just kind of wanted to ride up front and hopefully lead a lap. Didn't get to do that, but still was able to work well with Nick and Braxton and was able to just get us across the line 1, 2, 3. That's really all that I was going for, and I just wanted to have a clean night for once because I haven't had a chance to do that for a couple weeks now. So happy with that.
Yeah, that definitely has to feel good. This kind of being a hybrid too of that super speedway kind of package racing and kind of a little bit of a kiss of a mile and a half in there as well. What's your takeaway of this new Atlanta track?
Personally, I'm not a fan of it because I prefer the old Atlanta where it was a lot more like driver input and driver skill. Like it was just a track that I got really good at. And when we started running this track, I just could not get it figured out because it was just like a tighter super speedway race track, and like tires matter a lot more than they do at Daytona and Talladega. So just saving tire was a bit of a rough patch that I had to get over, but finally got the hang of it, and I was able to have pretty much my teammates just help me out on saving tire, like just lifting a little bit and following their line, kind of help me save tires a little bit more and just be more comfortable around the track. But overall, it's not bad. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I prefer all Atlanta, but I mean, this Atlanta will do for now.
Yeah, that'll do. And it had to feel pretty good out there too, with especially with all the Shift Esports team kind of running together there at the end. That's got to be a little less chaotic than if you had kind of a mixed bag up front, not knowing who is going to make what moves. It's kind of similar to what we saw at the end of first half. So it's a little calmer for you, I bet you, behind the wheel, getting that podium.
Oh yeah, no, it was a lot. It's makes it a whole lot easier when you're around your friends and teammates, especially at the beginning of the start when I was right behind Cooper Johnson, and I was going to follow him for a bit, but then he kind of left me out. Not saying that it was rude, but I mean, he's playing the teammate game as well, and he's helping out his teammates, so it's all fair game. Once I got my teammates up here, I was able to work with them and help them out, and we're just in the right place at the right time practically the whole race, and just ended up in being a good result. But overall, it made the evening definitely a lot less stressful, that's for sure.
Oh yes, yeah. The heart rate hopefully was a lot lower after the wild and crazy half number one. But speaking of right place, right time, next week we head to Mid Ohio. What's your feelings going into next week?
I think I'll be okay. I'm not the best road courser. Like I know some road courses, I'll suddenly have some pace and compete for like a top 5. Other races, I'll just barely touch the top 10. I'm not sure how Mid Ohio will go, but hopefully it'll be one of those where I can compete at least in the top 10, top 5. If not, then hopefully just keep it clean and just get some good points finishes.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll, hey, never know. You could end up in a podium position, maybe even get a win at the Wild and Crazy Mid Ohio. There's definitely, I think, opportunity to do that as well. So, best of luck to you next week. But before we do let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Oh yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Shift Esports always as they always let me compete with them and run with them. I've known the guys for a long time, and it's always good to be reunited with them. Thank you to Mrs. Goodies. It's such a beautiful car out on the track. Definitely my favorite color scheme: pink, white, and blue. I used to run that a lot in previous leagues, and being able to bring that back definitely I feel like has helped me find a little bit more speed because it's something I'm used to. And thank you to Seth Ross Design, Shop Angry Duck, and Lock 3D Prints, Drop Dimes, all of our associate sponsors. Just thank you for hopping on board, and glad that they're here with us and enjoying all the success, I would say.
Heck yeah, it's good seeing your luck turn around. And I just before we let you go, I gotta say, I know Mama's watching, and Mama was proud of your run tonight in that Miss Goodies machine.
I'm happy that she's happy for sure. That's for sure.
All right, well, congratulations on a podium finish here tonight and a good overall points night, and best luck to you next week at Mid Ohio.
Thank you. Hopefully, I'll be up here again next week.
That's the attitude I like.
All right.
All right. That was Gilberto Javier Gomera finishing in the 3rd position in half number 2. Next up, we have Braxton DeWeese, and that's Matthew. You get to take it away once we get him up here. Oh, we did that at the same time.
Yeah, we did do that at the same time. We get to talk to Braxton DeWeese here, coming home the 2nd step of the podium tonight in his OSCA debut. Braxton, you were kind of up front towards the. At some point, I don't even remember if it was towards the middle or the end, but you did spend some time up front that first half. It obviously didn't end the way you were hoping for it to. You're able to get the job done here, though, finishing 2nd. Really good points night for you. How nice is it, though, to just get a good finish like that in your first OSCA race?
You know, it's always good to go into a league for your first race and always have a good finish. You know, with the layout with the 2 races, I was in a good position there. In the first race was 2nd, and then I made a mistake. We don't really want to talk about that, but I knew I was quick in the first race, so I had the confidence going in the 2nd race, and I knew that if I wasn't up front, that I was doing something wrong. So, I'm glad I could be up front there. It was a little tight, so you had to work on saving your tires. I'm not sure if everybody was trying to go full throttle at the beginning, but I sure wasn't. I wanted to make sure I saved it and at least tried to have something there at the end. The green flag pit stops. I'm glad that. All of us as teammates could, get out there and, get lined up and be out there and have a good lead. But, just couldn't really do much there at the end. Didn't really have that much of a run. Gilberto was behind me, and he had to, I believe it was Jeff to the side of him, and he just couldn't really get a run to my bumper. And if you're in 2nd place and you ain't got much help, you're not really gonna go anywhere past the leader or anything. So, we'll be happy with the 2nd place, 1, 2, 3. And we'll go to Mid Ohio next week.
Yeah, and a couple questions here as far as your future in this league. Despite being involved with the team that you're on, I honestly don't know what your plans are or what Seth has planned for you. Is this a short-term thing, or do you look at possibly finishing out the season here in this 20 car? We'll be seeing you a lot more.
The plan that Seth and I had was to finish out in the 20 car, I want to say, and see what we can go from with there. And potentially run the next season with these cars.
And for Mid Ohio, I think I might have seen your name once or twice before. There's a lot of people on iRacing, so I've got no idea what your skill set is. So how much of a road course guy are you?
If I don't mess up, I can potentially be up there. Just depends on the field and how much I practice and how much I know of the track. But going to a home track, I'm definitely going to practice and try to be one spot better next time.
And usually I try to flow my questions a little bit better than this. I'm going to backtrack real quick. This is just something I was curious about all night. It seemed like, at least observing up from the booth, it looked like you would chew up the tires a little bit more running that top. I know you said you could go hard or not go as hard and save your tires, but did lane choice, like running a lot on top or running a lot on bottom, did that have any effect on the tires, or was it just however hard you wanted to push was however much tire you used up?
Honestly, at the top, it did feel like it chewed them up a little bit more, or it could have just been all the dirty air that was up there with the cars on the bottom. I don't really know, but I believe it was more of the tires chewing up on the top side. I knew when I ran the bottom, I knew in the first race when I dipped down low one time, I was like, okay, this is actually turning a lot better. I was able to get out of the throttle, but I was able to get back into the throttle a lot quicker and a lot smoother and ride that line, and it didn't feel like I was chewing up my my tires at all. So if you could run the bottom line and have the guy behind the leader actually like stay on him and push him and whatnot, it could work. But it's hard to battle the high side when they got a big run coming if the two guys like push and they know what they're doing. So it's just it's crazy that Atlanta's like this now with all the super speedway stuff, and it's a lot to get used to with this.
Well, but before I let you go here, and before you get fed, does anybody else here have any questions for Braxton? Obviously, haven't had him in the league before this week, and it's first time, and it sounds like we could have him in the booth more going forward. Anybody want to talk to him here, though? Anybody got anything?
Nothing much, but yeah, just a good run. Good to see a new face here in the league. Good to see flex the muscles there a little bit again, running, contending in both halves. This wild and crazy track. Just look forward to talking to you more in the future.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Hope to be up front more as well.
Yeah, before we let you go here, you got any thanks or shout outs to give?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a sponsor on the car, Martin Sports. He does a bunch of jerseys and sports stuffs. He's up there in Michigan. You can also order it online at martinsports.com. Just a bunch of sportswear. You can get customized hats, all the above, just in that vicinity. I also want to give a big thanks to Allen's Arts Images, GP Diecast, Blaze Designs, Premier Group, Comfort Air Solutions, Reaper Speed Lab, Jeff Schmidt Auto Group, and all the people that tune in, support me week in and week out. We got a lot of races. We're racing a lot during the week, so I appreciate everybody that tunes in, and let's get one spot better next week at the home track.
All right, Braxton, thanks for coming up here talking to us. Thanks for coming into the league here. Good run tonight. Look forward to talking to you in the future.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. You have a good one.
You too. That was our second place finisher tonight, Braxton DeWeese, making his mark on the league early on here.
Man, I'm loving the confidence out of everyone, closing out these interviews. We don't always see that. It's refreshing.
I know, it's nice, isn't it?
It is nice, but you know what? We're gonna talk to a guy who has no lack of self-confidence. That's that number 4 car of Nick Indelicato. He's back where he once belongs. It's in victory lane, Nick. How wild was it out there tonight?
Yeah, that was crazy. First race didn't go at all as I planned, possibly the weirdest race I've had in a while. And the second race was insanely good teamwork. I really can't shout out Braxton, and literally the whole crew was working together in that green flag pit stop, which shout out to everyone in the race in general to getting to that point. Just the teamwork on the pit stop, and then after that worked really, really well.
Yeah, it definitely seemed, especially with you and Braxton, definitely getting on and off pit road together, able to hook up, definitely was able to kind of get you into that lead, and you guys were able to maintain it. But, it was really fun. The second half, even although be it less wild and chaotic as half number 1 was, it was cool to see your teammates, the shift esports umbrella, kind of work together. You tried to see you had Johnny Eckert, winner of half number 1, up there kind of on his own on an island, and try to get those other Chevrolets of Do Good Motorsports to work with them. So those team games, here at Atlanta, kind of a new thing on the super speedway. It was fun. It was very fun to see. That had to be like you said, it had to feel pretty good being able to work together and get a really good result out of it.
Yeah, usually, when our team comes to these plate tracks, we work really well, I think, more often than not. And it worked out there. The pit stops, we all pitted together. And, me and Braxton got a really, really good entry and exit to pit road and got a gap. And then once the rest of our team got to us, we lined up on the top and kind of just stayed there, and everyone stayed in line. We knew that, if there's 2 cars, even 3 cars on the top, it really wasn't going to work. So, we held the bottom there, and I just so happened to shuffle out in the front and had a great pusher behind me. And Braxton stepped in kind of last minute, and, I've raced with Braxton here and there, and he's really good. And, he helped me there at the end, and I thought he was going to get me there. It would have been a cool finish.
It was almost shaping up to be a photo finish there for a second, looked like. But here at Atlanta now, kind of a hybrid between just a regular 1.5 miles and a super speedway. How much was tire wear a factor, and what could you do to kind of save those tires on those long runs?
Yeah, you couldn't really do much to save them. Once I got to that lead there in the second race for the first time, I noticed a complete difference. Though you're in clean air, and the car just turns like it's butter. So tires definitely hurt. Maybe after 20 laps or so, you could definitely feel it pushing. On the longer run, you see a lot of guys slide up, and can't really do anything to save because you're full throttle most of the time. But if you keep your momentum up and get the good drives in, good drives out, I guess you can handle your tires that way. But in the end, it worked out there, and we didn't really need new tires.
Yeah, need new tires. Yeah, especially when you have those teammates behind you. Those are the best tires that I think you can have out there. But it was a different bird out here. How do you feel about this configuration of Atlanta?
I hate it. That's it. I don't like it.
That's fair.
That's
it.
Fair.
I get it.
I wish we could go back to the old one. I mean, last year too, we actually team-wise have a good track record here. I think we finished 1, 2, 3, 4 last year in both halves, or in one of the halves. So, I guess it's consistent for us production-wise, but I'm so sad that this track is not going to be the same in iRacing in real life. I don't like it that much.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would have to say this track is. I'm kind of neutral towards it. Just if you just take it separately.
Yes.
But the fact that they replaced Old Atlanta is really what hurts the most, I think.
They should have done it to Texas, honestly.
Yeah, I've been talking about it. Look, just looking at this track, if I didn't know anything, I'd be like, this track's pretty cool. It's fun to watch, But I watched it and I'm just thinking, man, considering what this used to be, I'm pissed. There's 3 other tracks I could have done this to. Why Atlanta?
Yeah. And they're doing that in all the good Auto Club,
Oh, don't even get me started.
It's so sad.
That's where I'm like, Michigan, man. Up my neck of the woods. I'd like to see a short track here. I'd be all game.
Yeah.
You did the wrong 2-mile track, but hey, I guess we normal folk don't have any say in that. So, but anyway, next week though, we head to Mid Ohio, and you're always one to put on some masterful shows and provide some good racing on the road courses. What's kind of your outlook going into next week?
We'll see. I think I've watched a total of maybe 40 in real life laps with the Xfinity cars. I don't own the track, so gotta get it, gotta put some laps down on it. But I like road courses no matter where it is, and I'm sure if I do some laps, I'll get the hang of it. And I say it every week, top 5 is a goal. So going to next week, top 5. But a 4th and a 1st at a track like this definitely does help for sure.
I was gonna say, I think you had an interview probably about a season ago that had that same answer. I can't remember what track it was that you didn't own, and I think you did pretty well once push came to shove.
I think I know you. I don't remember what track it was, but I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, I'm pretty confident if I had to place some bets that 4 car will be up front and duking it out for a win at Mid Ohio. So that's should be pretty fun. It's me not being a road course racer whatsoever. It's actually kind of a fun course to drive. So I'm sure you'll blend right in and have some fun.
Hopefully that'd be nice. I definitely got to get some laps on it for sure.
All right. Yeah. Well, as before we send you off, let you celebrate with your teammates on an awesome run here in half number 2. Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, like I said, shout out to our team, Shift Esports. I mean, worked amazing together. Shout out to Braxton for filling in the 20 car. Our boy Seth is watching from the side. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the beautiful paint schemes. Rocket Man's doing his thing. But yeah, he makes all these paint schemes. If you need one, go check out Seth Rawls. Shout out to you guys, 3 Wide, on the car. Love to see it. Love supporting a group that actually makes quality content. I don't like shouting myself out, but as of now, we are 1 for 1 on birthdays, so that's pretty cool. So I'll take it.
Ooh. Hey, yeah, you gotta make that a regular thing.
I know, right? So the trend got to continue.
Yeah, you know what? You almost made it to St. Patty's Day too.
Yeah, one day before.
Yeah. So make it about yourself. I like that.
Yeah, we got to add a little something. We got the green on the walls too. There you go.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, and you get to celebrate a little early now.
Indeed. Thank you,
All right,
guys.
well, yeah, thank you. That was our half number 2 winner, Nick Indelicato, and just kind of looking too, and just again how his half number 1 played out. Like you said, it was weird.
It was really weird.
It was really weird. Ended up 4th, and as the fat cats get fatter here, he with his big points lead, it looks like he's going to extend it once again.
Yeah, and while Kynan Jones isn't exactly extending a points lead, same thing. Kynan Jones had a pretty identical first half to Nick Indelicato. Had the same penalty, same pit strategy, and just like Nick, ended up finishing up there in the top 5. So it doesn't usually happen that way at plate tracks. So I mean, we were kind of talking about this track. It's a plate track, yeah, but it's got its own little funk to it. It's got its own little weirdness to it. I think it's a good racetrack, right? Just not when compared to what it was, but on its own, I like this place.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a fun track. I think even in real life we've seen some fun races there as well, but just knowing what it replaced, the legendary track it replaced, it will always leave a little bittersweet taste in everyone's mouth. But definitely living up to the billing as we wind down this week's events. But Matthew, man, I'm looking forward to Mid-Ohio because, man, these OSCA boys, they know how to put on a good show. It should be fun.
It kills me. It kills me because I'm missing that one. I'm going to be down in Pensacola, Florida for the ARCA race at Five Flags. For the 3 weeks after that, I should be up here in the booth with you guys, but you might have to call up Ethan for that one. And that one, they are getting a treat. You got to let whoever comes in this booth know that they're going to get a treat. I don't think I've ever seen a boring road course night for OSCA, and Mid-Ohio is going to deliver.
Yeah, it's definitely something to tune into, and you can for sure tune in right here on 3 Wide Racing Television, right here on YouTube next week, same time. But until then, for Matt Bayou, Carlos Acosta, Vic Bloom, and Dallas Mahan, I'm Mike Goodman. Until next time, good night.